Central Georgia. This is meteorologist Alex Pry here. We have a severe thunderstorm warning issued for 2 of our counties here in Central Georgia. I'm going to put that full screen in just a minute, getting all my devices pulled up right now so I can look at your comments. So right now, the severe thunderstorm warning that has been issued is for Houston and Macon counties right now. This is for the next 30 minutes currently. Lots of lightning, heavy downpours, and damaging winds associated with this, and we'll take a look at the hail in just a second. But before I do that, I'm going to go ahead and pull up the Perry Skycam, see if we can get a view of this storm since it is relatively close. I'm going to do some tinkering with that, change the view real quick, and get it over facing towards the west to where this storm is. The relative location of this right now, yes, kind of hard to see any definite features in this right now. I'll pull that up for you. I guess you guys can't see that right now, but this is a severe thunderstorm warning. Lots of rain present in this right now. I'm going to go ahead and take you full screen right here, and if it will work real quick. Maybe. Let's see, boom, boom. There we go. All right, so this is the severe thunderstorm warning that we're looking at right now. As you can see, some heavy rain off in the distance towards the west of the fairgrounds right now. This is the severe thunderstorm that has been issued by the National Weather Service, and I will go ahead and take you full screen with the radar so we can get a picture of that. This is for a majority of Macon County, more of the eastern side of it, just south of Marshallville, between Marshallville and Montezuma, if you will, and approaching into southwest Houston County right there in the Henderson area. So again, severe thunderstorm warning issued for the next 30 minutes right now, but this is just the beginning of what looks to be an eventful afternoon storm-wise. As you can see, all of this right behind it coming over from the Alabama state line towards the northwest kind of. Looks to be a lot of storms popping up with that abundance of moisture present. The past couple of days, we've been seeing it reflected in the dew points and the heat indices, but now we're seeing it reflected in the storm and shower criteria right here. So you can see not just Macon County and Houston County experiencing some thunderstorms, some storms up towards the north in Butts, northern Monroe County, southern Jasper County, approaching the northwest corner of Jones. Some pop-up stuff over here at the Lake Oconee, Eatonton area in Putnam County, and then more coming over from the northwest, Peachtree City, Hogansville, LaGrange, Hamilton, Columbus, a large stretch of storms. If I really give you an overview of the whole radar right now, you can see that's all what's coming over from the northwest. So the good news is these are moving relatively quick. They should be very short-lived in nature, but let's go ahead and get a localized view on the severe warning right now. As you can see right here in Macon County, let's pull up the hail palette. I imagine there's some spotty hail right here. As you can see, some of the brown right here between Marshallville and Montezuma, just on the Houston County line as well. We're talking 1/4 of an inch hail right here. I'll pull up the Curie right there. Okay, so about 0.4 inches in diameter. So we're talking just above marble size hail right now. So nothing really or just above pea-sized hail rather, probably between the pea and marble-sized range. So that is what we're looking at right now. Nothing terribly large, but if we take a zoom out, there's more hail following over from the northwest over around the Alabama state line, as you can see, south of Hamilton and just northwest of Columbus. I'll get the pointer out, kind of like right here is what I'm talking about, these shaded brown, red areas, and then all of this associated with that severe thunderstorm rolling through Macon County, approaching Houston County and northwest Dooley County right now. So let's pull the radar up once again, get a view of this. You can see lots of lightning associated with this. So when you hear thunder, when thunder roars, rather, go indoors, and that means there is plenty of lightning out there associated with that. And the buzzer's going off once again, and now that storm to the north in approaching Monroe County has a warning popping up for that as well. So that is around the Jackson area. High Falls is where we're seeing a lot of that lightning associated. That is moving into northern Monroe County, and then the eastern side of that thunderstorm in southern Jasper County, approaching Round Oak in North Jones County. But we're looking at the areas affected right here. In this box, High Falls, Berner, Juliet, and then Forsyth at the very southern tip of that polygon right there, approaching the Lake Juliet area, just around the I-75 area in Monroe County. So that is going to be the story for the afternoon, it looks like, with this line of just severe storms kind of popping up, moving through central Georgia, and they will persist for the next couple of hours, I would imagine, right here. So I'm going to cut this dinger off real quick, so these are the 2 severe thunderstorm warnings that we do have currently. We are expecting these to last for the next about 45 minutes rather. These are the storms that are just the typical summertime stuff. They pop up and they are very short-lived in nature, but make no mistake, they still pack quite the punch in terms of severe criteria. As you can see, lots of lightning, damaging winds, some small hail right now, but the hail could get a lot worse as these storms do continue to progress. But the reasoning for this is all that humidity. There is an abundance of moisture in the atmosphere. If you tuned in last night, you know that very well. Dew points were in the upper 70s, making it feel roughly 10 to 15 degrees warmer than it actually was last night. So it is hot, it is muggy. Typical central Georgia summertime weather is what we are seeing right now at the end of summer break for the kids right now. But right now this is kind of a wrap up of your summer, if you will, as the kids are going back to school this week. But yes, as you can see, these are the 2 that do have warnings right now, but we can see this whole line of storms approaching from the northwest, moving into our western counties and our northern counties as well. So lots of lightning associated with this, gusty winds that could become damaging in nature as well. And I did a breakout earlier this week about severe thunderstorm winds, and we're talking up to 60-mile-an-hour gusts of winds associated with these. So that is the criteria for a tropical storm. So to put that kind of in reference, these winds aren't no small feat. They do pack quite the punch, rather. So these are the 2 warnings right now. I'll give some of the areas around here that will be affected by this. So this is the southern one, down in the Houston-Macon County area. The bulk of this is between Marshallville and Montezuma, moving in a general southeast easterly direction, going to affect southern Houston County as well pretty soon. The Henderson area, I could see Unadilla getting some rain as well, even though they are not in that polygon right there. Byronville might even get a shower as well, but we're talking the southern edge of Houston County is where it's moving kind of into, around the Dooley County state line, but right now it is situated in East Macon County right now between Marshallville and Montezuma. We'll move on up to the north once again. As I mentioned, around the I-75 area right now, just crossing the Monroe County line right there around High Falls. That's where the bulk of that lightning and the rain is. Let's see if there's any hail associated with this. Yes, you can see right here. Some of these areas a little bit lighter right here. I imagine probably about ½ an inch in diameter hail. Yep, ½ an inch right there. So now we're moving into kind of the nickel-sized hail, if you will. I'll find that graphic for you as well, just so you know kind of what the sizes of the hail you might be seeing are. But we're talking about the High Falls, Blount, moving over towards Berner, kind of in this little tri-tip right here of Jasper, Jones, and Monroe counties is the general direction of this severe thunderstorm right here. As you can see, the pointer kind of moving in this direction that I have it going around the Juliet area as well. So those are just 2 of the severe thunderstorms that have been issued. Make no mistake, just because these other storms approaching the area are not severe, they are still strong thunderstorms. They will pack quite the punch, and I would not be surprised if a couple more warnings pop up for some of these over towards the west, the northwest, over in the Columbus and the Hamilton area right over there, approaching Talbot County. And some of our western counties as well, Marion, Schley County, and as soon as I'm saying that right there's another warning issued right here. Chattahoochee, Harris, Marion, Muskogee, all those counties over towards our west, just west of Taylor County right there, that has been issued as a severe thunderstorm warning as well. So this is the time of day we get that daytime heating, and central Georgia's heat is no joke. We all know that very well. So with the heat, causing that convective process. That warm air is rising on up, and that abundance of surface moisture right now is rising on up to create these pop-up showers and storms that are moving through the area right now. So the good news is they are very short-lived, but they can organize kind of in a line or a wave like we are seeing right now. So that is what we are seeing over across the state right now, even over into Alabama as well, even areas around Birmingham, Montgomery, still seeing lots of lightning, heavy downpours. No warnings associated with those, but I imagine they are going to have some warnings pop up with those as well. So some of the counties we're looking at affected right now just by some of this rain. You can see up here in Putnam County around the Lake Oconee, Eatonton area, there's some showers right over there, nothing necessarily storm-like, but those could continue to develop and move in that southeasterly direction. Then you have the cluster of Butts, Lamar, Monroe, Jasper, and Jones County with the plethora of storms right there with that severe thunderstorm warning. The severe stuff is issued for Butts and Monroe, but still areas over to the east of that polygon around the Jasper-Jones County line. Lots of lightning associated with that, heavy downpours and rain as well. And then we move over toward the west of that, kind of a little break in the wave, if you will, but then moving into Pike, southern Spalding County, kind of moving into the north part of Upson County. Some storms as well. You can see some lightning and spotty downpours as well. Take it down a little bit south, a little bit southwest. You have this warning over to the west in the Columbus area. That's Chattahoochee, Harris, Marion, Muskogee counties. And then we move back to our DMA. You can see some spotty showers in Taylor County currently, but that stuff over towards the west could end up coming over and clipping the Butler, Taylor County area. And then this storm we have right here in Houston and Macon County, a little bit of southern Peach County maybe, really going right along the county line right there just south of Fort Valley, but moving into Houston County right now as well. So let's pull up the Skycam once again. It's really moving close to Perry, so I imagine we're going to get a pretty good look at this. It's very rain wrapped right now, so very intense downpours are associated with this, but you can see, oh wow, look at that. Nice lightning strike right there. So that's what we're seeing with this right now as it continues to move a little bit southwest of Perry, but make no mistake, this is packing quite the punch right now. As you can see, frequent lightning as we just saw right there on the Skycam. That was kind of perfect timing switching over to that just to give you a good depiction of what's going on with the frequent lightning, and I imagine we'll see a couple more strikes here and there as well. But heavy downpours, that's what we're looking at right now, damaging wind gusts and some hail as well, but nothing necessarily huge sized hail, but still hail, little pellets probably about the size of a nickel, size of a marble are falling from the sky as hail right now. So let's take a look at some of the comments I have right now. Heavy rain and pea-sized hail in Taylor County. So yep, that storm that we're looking at right now on the Skycam moved on through Taylor County into Macon County and is making its ways towards Dooley County and southern Houston County as well. Heidi wants to know anything coming to Gray. If we pull the radar back up real quick, there is that storm kind of trying to dip southward into Jones County. It's the eastern edge of this severe storm, and with the general southeast direction of this, I imagine it is going to come into the Gray area, but you can see some lightning strikes already right around Gray, and it is far away from where the areas of rain are. So that is another great depiction right there that lightning does not have to strike where the most intense rain is or where the actual storm is. Lightning can strike away from the storm like we are seeing right here with the spare lightning strikes just south of Round Oak around the Gray area. So I imagine Gray will be seeing some rain in the next couple of minutes, probably in the next 15 to 20-ish minutes right there. Let's take a look at some more comments. Sleeves up. Yep, I do have my sleeves up. I'll throw the camera back on me right now just to know that I do have my sleeves up. This is severe thunderstorms, so we don't take them lightly. While they might not be necessarily tornado criteria and cause as much damage, they still pack quite the punch. And with the damaging winds, heavy downpours, and all the lightning, this is something you don't want to be outside for. You don't want to try to drive through. This is something you just want to stay inside, stay updated with me here, and then wait for that storm to pass on over before going outdoors or going out to buy any groceries or do any last minute back to school shopping before school starts for some of the kiddos this week. So let's take it back to the graphics right now. Let's see. anything from Milledgeville, and there goes the buzzer again, and right there, another box issued just to the east with this kind of storm that is severe moving into Monroe County. There's a little break in it, and now that storm is moving into the Jones County area. We're talking Round Oak, Hillsboro right now. Continue to trek a general southeast easterly direction around the Round Oak area, probably coming into gray in just a little bit. As you can see, gray inside that yellow polygon right there. So this is going to be the story of the afternoon, folks. It looks like all these storms are continuing to come into central Georgia, and all that fuel is there with the moisture present today, and they are just popping up, and they're like, well, you know what? I'm going to pop up a severe thunderstorm warning too, and the National Weather Service is taking note of how spontaneously these storms are popping up across our DMA right now. Let's see, line of storms up. Zebulon come across Warner Robins, Perry by Kathleen. Not looking at any immediate effects right now for the northern Houston County area, the Warner Robins, Perry, Bon Air area, but with this line of storms over to our west and northwest, I would not doubt that Warner Robins will be getting a shower or a storm today as well as this continues to progress. So these are the three warnings we do have for our DMA right now, and that one over towards the west around Columbus. All of these are severe thunderstorms that the National Weather Service has issued, and they will pack quite a punch. So what we are used to seeing with these summertime severe thunderstorm warnings is damaging winds. We are seeing very tiny hail right now, but we can see hail as large as 1 inch in diameter, and you can see some of these areas in the lighter colors on the hail signatures right here, right at the tip of Peach County, Houston County, and Macon County right here, getting some larger hail as it continues to progress, about 0.6 of an inch in diameter. So we're still talking about that kind of nickel-sized hail right there. I'm going to go ahead and pull up the hail size parameter just so you guys can get an idea of what these hail sizes are conveying right here. So as you can see right now, I wonder if I can get the pointer out for this. Yes, I can. So 1/2 inch is roughly what we're seeing right now. We're talking about the marble range right there. So I misspoke right there. Not quite nickel size, but penny size rather. Got my coins mixed up right there. So Abe Lincoln and Thomas Jefferson, but still we're talking about hail right here in the 1/2 inch to 3/4 of an inch in diameter, not at the severe criteria. You see, once we get to the 1 inch in diameter, the quarter-sized hail, that's when we enter the severe levels of hail, but thankfully we are nowhere near this right portion of this hail size spectrum right here. But this is the kind of hail we're looking at right now, all the way from pea size to penny size basically right now for our hail sizes. So that is just one of the effects of these severe thunderstorms that we are seeing. As I mentioned, damaging winds, heavy downpours, of course, associated with these severe thunderstorms. And also we are talking about frequent lightning. So that is something you definitely don't want to be outside for with the presence of all of this lightning. Let's see, how fast is the Macon County storm traveling? Let's pull up the National Weather Service chat and see what they say. I imagine roughly in the 30 to 40 mile an hour range right now, I would say. Let's see, NWS chat. Let's see if I will. We got a new platform starting on Tuesday for the National Weather Service chat, so that is going to be a little bit of a change, but not much. Let's see. See if I can find it. Right here, logging in, and I will wait for that to load on up. Okay, so yeah, so the things we can expect, what you want for the severe thunderstorm warning to be issued, well, not what you want, but what is needed for a severe thunderstorm warning to be issued is wind gusts up to about 60 miles an hour, hail as large as 1 inch in diameter. So that's what we are looking at associated with these. And if I pull up the severe thunderstorm warning, well, and it is going to mess up on me. But we're looking at these storms traveling roughly about 30 to 40 miles an hour, I would say, just roughly given what basis I've been given for these summertime storms in central Georgia. So A lot of people asking about specific locations. I will kind of give you an overview. Once again, the severe stuff that we have been issued is moving through northern Monroe County, northern Jones County, across the Macon County, Houston County state line. So those are the severe storms, but make no mistake, there is still widespread rain, widespread thunderstorms across the area. Areas like Pike, Lamar, Spalding, Upson County, not necessarily in a severe thunderstorm warning, but still right up here, this is still packing quite a punch with some rain, lightning, and damaging winds. We got some stuff up here in Putnam County around the Eatonton, Lake Oconee area. Some stuff moving in East Lorain County, just southeast of Dublin into Trutland County and Soperton, and then some more widespread scattered showers and storms over the Taylor County area. But then we have all this stuff over towards the west in the Columbus area as well that will continue to keep trekking a little bit southeastward, eastward, and that could come into Clip, Taylor, and Macon counties as well, even areas further south like Crisp and Dooley as well. So those are the areas immediately affected by this that are seeing the rain, but make no mistake, with the organization of this kind of in a wave or a line of storms, this line of severe thunderstorms will continue to trek into central Georgia and affect most of our DMA right now. So if you're not seeing any showers right now, Cochran, Eastman, Abbeville, Dublin, those areas that aren't seeing any rain right now, you will be seeing rain in the next hour or two, I would imagine, unless these continue or just drastically dissipate. But with, like I have been saying, with the abundance of moisture that we have, that is perfect fuel for these storms to continue to trek southeastward through our viewing area right now. So be sure to stay tuned and stay updated with me as these continue to progress through central Georgia right now, but those are the areas affected right now. So we'll kind of get another view down here of the Houston County one, moving out of Macon County kind of now. You can see the abundance of lightning, and that is really, really close to Perry. So let's take another look at the Skycam. Might even be going south of Perry now. So moving relatively fast for these summertime storms. Let's see if I can move that Perry cam just a little bit over towards the south as the bulk of that rain continues to trek toward the south of the fairgrounds. You can really see over toward the left side of the camera, you can see where this line of rain is moving just south of Perry into Houston County as well. So yeah, I haven't seen a lightning strike in a little bit associated with this, but there is still pretty frequent lightning, and I guarantee you if it does strike, we will be seeing it on the Skycam. But you can still see Skycam shaking a little bit with these winds associated with this severe thunderstorm. So it is quite the powerful punch that this storm is packing right now. And again, just because you are not seeing rain right now does not mean that you could not see rain for the rest of the day. Lots of moisture present, and these pop-up showers and storms will be visible all day and affecting us. So we are getting some much needed rain after the heat of the past couple of days, but we don't necessarily like it in this severe stuff that we are getting. So we gotta take what we can get. This is what Central Georgia summertime is all about, these pop-up and scattered showers and storms. So if you are in any of these areas affected by this, please be sure to just stay indoors, ride this storm out as we continue to move through the afternoon and get any of the back to school planning done from inside right now. You don't want to be out driving through any of this right now. So let's bring it back to the radar. If you also hear some noise on the mic, I'm having to go back and forth between the production room right now to turn off that buzzer so it doesn't annoy me. But all right, see some more of the comments right here. See, I don't want the wind. Went 2 days without power with mad kids. I just want the rain, but everyone stays safe. Yes, unfortunately, I wish I could just give you some spotty showers that would nurture the garden, but unfortunately this is what we are used to seeing with the moisture present and the convective activity for the summer. And just to clarify once again, when I say the convective stuff, I'm talking about these pop-up showers and storms like we are seeing right now. 1 minute they're not there, 1 minute they're there, and the convective process is warm air rises, cool air sinks. So when that warm air starts to rise on up in the summertime, well, we have all that surface moisture, so it's lifting all of that moisture up into the air, and that forms these very tall and deep in nature cumulonimbus clouds that do produce the severe weather like what we are seeing right now. So kind of give you a more localized view of these storms. As you can see, moving into Houston County around the Henderson area, some flashes of lightning around Perry, very close to where our Skycam is, and then some more storms popping up just out of nowhere right there in Peach County, moving into the Fort Valley, Byron area. And I imagine that will continue to trek towards the east-southeast and affect northern Houston County. So like I said, didn't really see anything when asked about the Warner Robins area, but now just in the past 10-15 minutes, this storm has popped up over in the southeast part of Crawford County, moving on into Peach County, and will continue to make its way into northern Houston County. So I imagine that this will create some rain and some storms for the Warner Robins area. So one warning has expired, that warning associated with the Monroe County storm and the Butts County storm. That has since kind of broken apart a little bit, but we're still looking at Jasper and Jones having this warning right now as it moves. The bulk of it moves into Round Oak in northern Jones County, but will continue to trek into possibly the Gray area as well. So yeah, you can really just see the nature of these, how they're just not there at one moment, and then out of nowhere you get a strong thunderstorm, and it is very hard to predict this summertime. But as I mentioned, with all the fuel that we have with that moisture across central Georgia, it is very hard to pinpoint the location of these as they pop up severe, just kind of out of nowhere. But make no mistake, the possibility is there for all of central Georgia with our high dew points right now. And actually, let's take a look at our current dew points, because they were very, very hot yesterday, or I guess very moist rather, I should say, but a little bit lower than yesterday, not much, but we were talking, I think Milledgeville had an 80-degree dew point yesterday, so I mean upper 70s is what we were seeing, making it feel 13 degrees warmer than it actually was here in Macon. It was a nice 87 degrees outside, but it felt like 100 because the dew point was at about 78 degrees here. So that is kind of what we're looking at across central Georgia right now. 70s, plenty of moisture available, but the good news is once these storms do roll over wherever you are, that moisture is taken up into the atmosphere and all that instability is gone. So once you do see the showers, you are less likely to see the severe stuff kind of pop up after they have moved through the area. So still got these two warnings right now. This one in Houston and Macon County has another 3 minutes on the warning. Would not be surprised if they kind of move this warning up a little bit more into the Perry area, a little bit more of an easterly direction, kind of going towards northern Pulaski County, western Bleckley County as well. It seems like the bulk of it's kind of staying right there south of Perry, right around Perry, but there's another 3 minutes on that, so we'll keep an eye out for that in the coming minutes, what is associated with that. And then there's this one up in Jasper and Jones, really packing a punch. I can continue to see the lightning signatures right here just compound and kind of just pop up all over Round Oak right now. So Round Oak having quite the punch packed right now in terms of severe thunderstorm effects, and that is for the next 32 minutes. So we will keep an eye out on that one as well as we continue to move through this afternoon right now. So 313, this is what we're getting right now. We kind of avoided the rain yesterday. I know some areas got some showers and a little bit of a light show last night, but nothing necessarily severe in nature. There was something up in Atlanta last night that I was monitoring until about 1 a.m. and that kind of broke apart because once you don't get that sunshine and that daytime heating, these storms don't have as much fuel. But right now it is just the perfect recipe for these severe thunderstorms as they continue to move through central Georgia. So we also have this over towards the west around the Columbus, Hamilton area, just south of Hamilton now, really packing a punch in Columbus as well. Over towards the west around the Alabama state line, and then not even stopping there, going all the way into Alabama as well. As you can see, lots of lightning associated with that over towards our west. So that is going to be the general story of today. Those storms moving southeast, east through the central Georgia area, and we will continue to see how severe they do get in nature. But right now, this one in Perry kind of disorganizing a good bit. You can see the lightning very spread out right now, so that is good news. Typically where you see the most lightning, that is where the heaviest downpours are, where the hail is associated, and I still imagine there is some hail associated with this. As you can see, really moving into the northern Dooley County area, just north of Byronville, west of Unadilla. So anywhere along this I-75 line, Pinehurst, Unadilla, you could be seeing the effects of the rain, lightning, and everything else associated with the storm right now, including the hail. And as we move up towards the north, there is that hail signature right there, just south of Round Oak, and then moving towards the Bradley, Gray, and maybe even over towards Fortville. But I think it's going to continue to go a little bit southeast and go down into the middle of Jones County, maybe around Cumslow right there, and even eventually Mountain Springs and Griswoldville. So those are the hail signatures associated right now. And we do have a hail signature over here. This isn't a severe thunderstorm, but there is a lot of hail moving just north of Soperton, right along the I-16 line in Treutlen County, taking a general southeast, easterly direction, as I've mentioned, over towards the Gillis Spring area. Let's take a look at how large that hail is. We're looking at 0.8 of an inch in diameter. So yeah, we're getting closer and closer to that severe level of hail associated with this. I would not be surprised if National Weather Service issues a warning for this storm over here in just a little bit. And every time I have been saying that, they typically have been popping up. So maybe I'll be right with that one as well. So let's pull it back up. All right, no more severe thunderstorm warning for the Macon County, Houston County storm, but I would not be surprised if they just are reevaluating it, the direction of it, and going to make a new box for a new area here in Dooley County, maybe even upward into the Perry area of Houston County. But also this storm over towards the west of Houston County, in the northern part of Houston County, rather, between Byron and Fort Valley. A thunderstorm, not necessarily severe in nature, but moving its way over into Warner Robins, northern Houston County. We're talking Bon Air, Kathleen, Centerville, those areas right over there. So those areas that have been asked about a lot, the heavily populated area in Warner Robins, could be seeing a storm fairly soon right there. Macon looking pretty quiet right now, but this stuff just to the north and northwest moving through Monroe County, probably going to move into the Macon area fairly soon as well. And then there's a storm up here in Jasper and Jones, and that one is packing quite the punch, but really kind of keeping an eye on this one over here in Treutlen County, especially with the large hail signature that was right there. And you can still see it's packing quite the punch right there in terms of the hail. Yeah, almost towards an inch in diameter. So like I said, I think the National Weather Service will be pulling the trigger on this warning fairly soon. But the good news is this is very small in nature kind of compared to those other storms we are looking at. This is a very spontaneously pop-up shower that we are looking around the I-16 area. We're talking East Lawrence County right now, moving into the west edge of Treutlen County, and then kind of moving on out of our area, and we'll probably clip the southern part of Emmanuel County around the Oak Park area. So I will be keeping an eye on that to see if any warnings are issued with that storm. But as you can see, this is the widespread stuff we're looking at this afternoon. They continue to kind of just pop up, maybe break down a little bit, but with all that moisture available, they are going to be pop up, break down, pop up, break down. It's just all going to depend on how much fuel is available in the moisture in some areas that this line of storms is passing through. So nothing still associated with this down in Houston, Dooley, and Macon County. See what the hail is doing. Not the largest hail associated with this. We're talking about 0.3 of an inch, maybe 0.4 of an inch. Yeah, 0.4 of an inch right there. So probably about half the size of that stuff we're seeing in Treutlen County, but still we're talking about almost penny-sized hail at that point. And then actually, let me go back to the hail parameter real quick. Yeah, there's some yellows and oranges over here to the west of Taylor County, the southern edge of Taylor County, west of Rupert. Some hail associated with this as well. Well, that since latest radar scan just then. That one cell I was looking at west of Rupert, breaking down a little bit in terms of hail, but then about an inch diameter hail over towards the west of Taylor County, west of Butler, and I believe this is Talbot County as well. So that is on the eastern edge of this polygon right here. It's over to the west. That is a really widespread storm right over here. So we will be keeping an eye on that as well as it continues to trek southeast eastward. And then this storm right here, the one that's packing a punch in Jones County right now, the Round Oak area. I think the hail signature is a little bit further south. Yeah, just west, northwest of Gray. So that will be moving into the Gray area fairly soon. As you can see, Gray is in this polygon right here, indicating that is an area that will probably see an effect. But once again, as I do say that Gray is in the area, they will probably see an effect of this storm. Just remember, severe thunderstorms do not obey this yellow polygon line. They are very spontaneous in nature, and areas outside of this box can be affected by them as well. And now we are seeing that storm that was moving through northern Monroe, kind of moving into central Monroe now, just west of Lake Juliet, around the Forsyth area of I-75 right there. Lots of lightning and heavy rain associated with this. And then we're talking pea-sized hail as well, and then a little bit larger hail around the Bolingbroke area where the 475 I-75 merger is, and that will continue to trek towards what looks to be North Macon, around the Arkwright, Bass area, Rivers Crossing, just north of us here at the station, but that will continue to trek in that direction as well, and we will keep an eye out for any warnings issued with this as well. So let me take a look at the National Weather Service chat. Strong thunderstorm. Impact portions of Bibb, southern Monroe, northeastern Crawford counties. So that's what we were just looking at right there around Forsyth. Severe thunderstorm warning for Jones. I believe that is just a continuance of this. Yep, right there. As you can see, kind of just reshaping that polygon right there. I believe that. Actually, it might be the same one. But this is only affecting Jones now, so I think it was in Jasper a little bit, the southern part of Jasper and the Hillsborough area. So that has since moved a little bit further south, but it's kind of affecting a more widespread area right now as we see it going to Bluntsville, Bradley, Fortville, just on the edge of the polygon, still going to see the effects of the severe thunderstorm, and then the Gray area as well pretty soon. So those are the northernmost storms. Still seeing some stuff up here in Putnam County as well, right around Eatonton, Lake Oconee, Lake Sinclair. Those lakes are going to be providing sufficient moisture for this storm, so I would not be surprised if this wants to pop up as it moves over those that warm lake water as it continues to trek into Hancock, Baldwin counties, maybe even Washington County eventually. So, and if we go a little bit west of this storm in Forsyth and Monroe County, you can see some spotty showers in the Barnesville area around Lamar County, south of Zebulon and Pike County, and then northern Upson County around the Thomaston area. Over here around Talbot County, just out of our viewing area, but still storm rolling into Taylor County as well, where we had seen this storm in Houston and Macon County go through. So that storm will be coming into Taylor County as well, seeing another round of rain and storms associated with this. And then this cell just to the south of it kind of breaking apart, moving just west, southwest of Taylor County, moving into northern Schley County, and will be going into the western part of Macon County as well. So Macon County, you will be seeing some more rain in just a little bit as well. So let's take a look at this stuff going on in Peach, Houston, Dooley counties. You can see these storms moving into the Warner Robins area. More immediately, Byron right now is where the rain is moving towards, but the Warner Robins, Centerville area could be seeing some showers and storms as well. We're not talking severe criteria quite yet. That lightning kind of dissipating right now. You can see as the grayer the lightning signatures get on the radar, that means the lightning strike was a little bit longer ago, so those lightning strikes continuing to be gray around the Henderson Perry area as it moves through southern Houston County, around the Elko area, Henderson. Clinchfield is seeing a spotty shower or two, kind of trekking towards northern Pulaski County around the Hawkinsville area. And then this part right here, probably the most severe, I would say, in nature associated with these storms. In northern Dooley County, you can see the hail signature right there, probably talking about half an inch, 0.6 inches in diameter. So moving on up towards the penny-sized hail right there, moving into the Pinehurst area around Highway 41, about across 75 as well, just south of Unadilla, but these areas nonetheless going to see some rain, some lightning, and some damaging winds, even if you aren't seeing the immediate hail signature. Let's go back to this one over here in Treutlen County, see what that hail signature is doing, as the hail was about an inch in diameter. It has since gone down a little bit, I think probably about 0.6, 0.7, yep, 0.6 inches in diameter, so now we're talking about penny-sized hail, but it was getting up towards that nickel and quarter-sized stuff, like I did show you on the hail size spectrum right there. But we're talking west of Gillis Springs, just north of Soperton, right along the I-16 line. As you can see, I-16 going in an easterly, southeasterly direction. That's the direction our storms today are going, so going very parallel to I-16 right there. Once again, move back up to the north. We got about 21 minutes left on this severe thunderstorm warning moving into Jones County, and lots of lightning associated with this one right here. And then you can see some more hail signatures popping up just to the east of Barnesville. And there goes the dinger again. That means we got another severe thunderstorm warning, and the hail just east of Barnesville moving into the Monroe County line, 1.2 inches in diameter. So that is severe level hail rather, moving just to the western edge of Monroe County around the Collier area. Pull up the radar so we can kind of see some of the rain associated with this. You can see not a lot of lightning, not a lot of rain associated with that hail signature, so you don't have to necessarily have the intensity of lightning there with the strongest hail signatures, or largest hail signatures rather, but these storms are still packing quite the punch, even though the lightning may not be there, the rain may not be there. So just know that this is a very widespread effect all in all. Like, this is going to affect all of our counties today as it continues to trek across central Georgia. All that fuel being available, these storms will continue to pop up all over our counties. But right now, all over the north part of central Georgia, western part of central Georgia, and then southwest as well. So, yep, right there is the newest severe thunderstorm warning for Dooley County solely now. No more severe, well, there's still a strong thunderstorm threat for southern Houston County, but the severe threat is for Dooley County until 4 p.m. So we got another 34 minutes on this one right here as it continues to trek towards the Pinehurst area right now, just south of Unadilla. These areas still going to see the effects of the severe thunderstorms as well. Haven't looked at the comments in a little bit, so I'm going to take a look at some of these. Once again, this is a very widespread effect, as you can see. I'm going to zoom back out for you all. You can see all over the place in the western part of the state, really, these storms just popping up and trekking in that southeast easterly direction. I actually hear some thunder here now at the station, so that means that storm we were looking at in Monroe County probably getting close to the Macon area now. But very widespread effects of the storm. You don't have to necessarily be in the severe thunderstorm criteria to see the effects of these thunderstorms. Still, nonetheless, lots of strong thunderstorm statements, which is one level of criteria below the severe thunderstorm warning, but they're still packing quite a punch across Georgia, Alabama, all over the southeast right now. So that is what we're looking at. So if you're not seeing any rain right now, you very well will probably see rain for the rest of the day as these storms continue to trek through our area. So let's take a look at this. Since I just heard the thunder, I imagine it was that lightning strike right there just south of the polygon. This one right here is what I heard the thunder for. We here at the station are about right here in the East Macon area, North Macon-ish, but regardless of that, let's move over here to see how this storm is doing over here in southeast Monroe County, central Monroe County as well. So west of Lake Juliet's what we're talking about, kind of southeast of Forsyth now, and moving into the Bolingbroke area. So widespread rain associated with this, taking up a good chunk of Monroe County, and that is trekking into the North Macon area. Pretty heavily populated areas, and I know people are probably out doing some back-to-school shopping as well around the Bass, Rivers Crossing area as well, Arkwright Drive. These are the areas that we are looking to see the effects of this storm as it continues to move into Bibb County. And then up here in Jones is where the severe storm is. Not seeing a hail signature associated with that, so that is good news, but still not out of the woods yet. You can see widespread lightning, widespread rain as it moves into the Gray area right now. So that rain over the Gray bypass moving into downtown Gray now as well, and Clinton just southwest of Gray as well. So these areas right here, about to see the effects of the heavy downpours. There goes the dinger again, and right here, that storm over to the west in Columbus we were talking about, that widespread effects just on the southwest corner of Taylor County, so west of Rupert, and lots of lightning associated with this and some very large hail as well. So I think this is about 1.25 inches, 1.1 inches in diameter. So we're at the quarter threshold for this hail size. That is in the severe level criteria for this hail as it continues to trek to the southeast and just west of Charing, Rupert, and just south of Mock, Georgia as well. So that will be clipping the edge of Taylor County. So if you live in any of these areas over here, you will be seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm right here, but still very widespread, going down to Tazewell, taking a general trek towards Murray's Crossroads, the Ellaville area, Doyle, and Schley County. Those areas right there, also in Marion County as well. So Marion, Schley, Taylor until 4:15, that is the storm right here moving just to the southwest of Taylor right now, but clipping the edges of Taylor County. That will continue to trek down to the southeast, easterly, and that will probably clip some of these other I guess border cities right here like Ideal, maybe even moving into Fountainville, Bartlett, Murray's Crossroads. Those are the areas that we're talking about with this severe thunderstorm warning that's just been issued. So we have this one in Dooley until 4, so for another 30 minutes. This one right here, Marion, Schley, and Taylor for another 45 minutes until 4:15. And then this one right here in Jones for another 15 minutes right now. But with the hail signature going down in this, it is looking that is looking like very good news rather, with the hail going away associated with this. Hail is one of the criteria that the National Weather Service uses to make severe thunderstorm warnings for certain areas. So without the hail, it is really just a thunderstorm in nature, honestly. Still packing quite the punch with severe winds, with heavy downpours, and a plethora of lightning rather associated with these. So kind of overview once more. Actually, let's take a look at this one over here in Soperton in the Treutlen County area once again, as it did have some pretty large hail associated with it. Hail size is going down. That is good news, but continuing to trek into Treutlen County around the I-16 area. Soperton might be getting some of that hail just to the northwest of it right now, but the rain packing quite the punch as it moves right directly over Soperton. So Soperton, Treutlen County getting a strong thunderstorm, not necessarily severe, but still a strong thunderstorm that you will just want to stay indoors, ride it on out, don't go outside until this storm has come and gone, and then you can proceed with any outdoor activities. But I do not advise going outside if you see any of these clouds, to not go outside for any of this right now. So let's take a look at the Perry Skycam once again, kind of get a view of what's going on towards the south, and then we'll flip it up towards the north as well, since we have some stuff popping up in northern Houston County as well. So there's that severe storm in Dooley that we are looking at. This is viewing south from the fairgrounds. This is the West Gate. We can't really see much right now. Just you can see some of that rain falling from up. There you go. There's some flashes of lightning for you. So that's where that severe storm is in Dooley County right now. And if we flip it up towards the north, I imagine there's still a similar view to all of that right there. So a little bit of clearing towards the west, but as you continue to see, this is very widespread, lots of very tall clouds, and then you can see that stuff moving into northern Houston County right there as well. And we might get the Macon Skycam up here in just a minute as well, just to kind of see what's going on with that as it continues to move over from Monroe County right now. That's actually a pretty good idea. I think it's getting fairly close, so I'm going to go and pull out the Macon Skycam, and you can, oh, I guess I have to play it on yours. Let me move the camera real quick. Oh yeah, looking very, very dark as we look at our Macon Skycam. Play that on the graphic for you, and you can see those dark clouds starting to move into Macon. So we're talking Arkwright, Bass Road, North Macon right now. Those areas going to see that rain fairly soon, and then downtown Macon will be seeing the effects of this rain in just a little bit as well, including us here at the station. So back to the radar. And one good thing with the presence of these storms, I know it's been hot as all get out lately, so the rain is cooling you down. We can take a look at the current temperatures, and these areas that are seeing rain probably feeling fairly cool, but still not quite too cool. I mean, 78 in Butler, they've seen a lot of rain so far today, so that's kind of what we're looking at, this rain knocking our temperatures down to, but you can see how hot and muggy it is outside right now. The feels like temperature probably exceeding the triple digits in a lot of areas right now. Yeah, you can see indicated by that pink right there. So yeah, we're talking 105s, 108s on the board for the feels like temperatures, and that is an indication of just how much moisture is in at the surface right now, allowing for these pop-up showers and storms. So you can see areas all over central Georgia still in the 70-degree dew points, lots of moisture available for these pop-up showers and storms right now. So we have, I believe, 5 warnings in Georgia now, so let's take it warning by warning. We have this one to the furthest west in Chattahoochee, Marion, Muskogee, and Talbot counties. So kind of getting really close to that Taylor County line, but then we have this one that actually is issued for Taylor County, Marion, Schley, and Taylor. That is for another roughly 40 minutes right there. And then we have this one down south of that in Sumter and Webster counties that could continue to trek east-southeastward and affect the Lake Blackshear, Cordele, Chris County area. So we'll be keeping an eye on that. And then we have this one in Dooley County as well as it moves through Unadilla, Pinehurst right now, right over I-75. Let's take a look at some of the hail associated with this. Okay, the bulk of the hail moving over I-75 now. But we're still talking about ½ an inch in diameter, 0.6 inches. So talking about penny-sized hail right there. And then if it'll let me zoom out, we got some hail over in the east part of Houston County as it's going to clip the northern edge of Pulaski County, move into western Bleckley County as well, over towards the Cochran, Bailey's Park, Hawkinsville area. You can see widespread hail associated with this, and we're talking penny-sized hail associated with these as well, as you can see indicated by that orangey red color. And then we move up here, you can seeing some hail just south of Rutland, just north of Middle Georgia Regional Airport, Soft-Key as well in southern Bibb County, and then this storm moving through Bolingbroke right now. No hail associated with that, so that is good news as it continues to move into North Macon, but it will be continuing to clip the northern edge of Bibb County. That storm in Jones County not producing any hail anymore. That is good news, so I imagine that will be one of the first warnings to go, but still widespread strong thunderstorms, so just because there is no hail doesn't mean that you are in the all clear. Just ride it out indoors like I've been saying, and it will soon pass, as you can see how fast these storms are really moving. I mean, this was just in Forsyth maybe about 10 minutes ago, and I mean now it's getting over into the Bolingbroke area, northern Bibb County, so very fast moving storms in nature. And you can see the leading edge of it right here, that gust front indicated by the green. You can see that is going to be the good indication that more is to come. So when that gust front comes, that is when some strong winds come and push through the area. Actually, I'm going to pull up the Macon Skycam so you can probably see it in person. So that gust front looks to be getting fairly close to downtown Macon. Our camera probably will start shaking. That's a good indication that, okay, the storm is coming in my general direction. That is kind of just the leading edge of this storm. That wind gets here a little bit before the rain, the lightning, and all that hail. But you can see heavy downpours looking over to the northwest right now from our downtown Macon cam. Let's see. I'll take a look at some more comments. It's been a little bit since I did that. Try to keep you updated for specific areas. If you have any questions, shoot me a comment and I will give you a kind of localized opinion about what I think is going to occur. And you can see the camera shaking a little bit right there. But right now, as I have mentioned a couple times before, there you go. The camera's really starting to shake a good bit now. But this is very widespread. This is stretching all the way from Alabama all the way over to central Georgia right now. Widespread thunderstorms. It was only a matter of time before we got some of these severe thunderstorms pop up all over the place with the abundance of moisture present over the past couple of days. That humidity really been making us feel very, very hot, as we just saw on the feels like temperatures. Areas feeling as, excuse me, feeling as hot as 108 degrees is what I saw on the feels like. So very, very swampy, sticky outside. But the good news is we do have that rain coming to cool us off, but it is severe in nature. So we'll take what we can get as far as it will cool us down, but at the same time, this is something you will want to stay indoors for and ride out the effects of these severe thunderstorms as they roll through our area. Keep seeing a couple comments. See, Juliet, let's see, it's pouring rain. North Pulaski, it's dark, but no rain yet. Pulaski was just on the edge of some of those warnings, so I imagine it will be moving into that area fairly soon. Thunder and big drops in Bon Air, winds and nothing so far on 247 into Bon Air. So let's go look at the Warner Robins area right now, as we were looking at some stuff moving in from Peach County. So yeah, you can see that wind that you just said in Bon Air, that's that gust front right there indicated by this light green moving over the east side of Warner Robins just south of the base. So that is the leading edge. That is your indication that there is more to come associated with this, but some of the heavier rain and more lightning moving through the Byron area across I-75, just south of Middle Georgia Regional Airport, north of Centerville, very, very northern tip of Houston County. But then we have some more spotty showers moving through in between Centerville and Perry, just over Buc-ee's right here on I-75. So a line of stuff moving across I-75 right now. And then we have the southern edge of this right now moving through Dooley County. But Pulaski County, saw a comment about that as well. Moving just north of Hawkinsville right now is where the rain is being picked up, but it will continue to move eastward, southeastward into the Hawkinsville area. Some of this may take a little bit of organization as some of these areas haven't seen that rain yet, so there's more moisture available and they will pop up and continue to make a kind of line or wave of storms, if you will. Let's go back over to this one in Treutlen County. Can't leave that one out. Still lots of lightning associated with this as it moves through Soperton right now. I imagine some gusty winds associated with this as well. And see the hail signature. Not necessarily large hail, but very widespread all around downtown Soperton right here. We are seeing about 3/10 of an inch hail, 4/10 of an inch. So almost correct on that, but getting to about the penny-sized hail, so not necessarily severe, but still not something you want to be outside for while this penny-sized ice pellets are falling from the sky. So that is continuing to move almost parallel to I-16 right here, moving into Zadie and then getting over to the eastern side of Treutlen County. Gillis Springs might get some of that rain as well. So really kind of small cell right here, but still packing quite the punch in Treutlen County as well. That originated in eastern Lawrence County, as you can see, and has since moved over into Treutlen County. We'll be going into maybe northern Montgomery County, northern Toombs County, southern Emmanuel County as well, really going right along that I-16 line right there. Honestly, I-16 is a very good indication of the direction of all of these storms that are moving through the area, that general southeast easterly flow right now, or northwest westerly flow, but moving in a southeast easterly direction. So let's take it up from the top once again. As I said earlier, these storms moving over Lake Sinclair right now in Putnam County, all that warm lake water providing lots of fuel as it continues to move into the western part of Hancock County and northern part of Baldwin County as well. You can see lightning really ramping up there, the rain intensity as well, indicated by those darker colors. See if there's any hail associated with this. And yeah, you can see it's pretty widespread hail all across Lake Sinclair. So if you are on Lake Sinclair, Meriwether area as well, moving out of Hallwood right now. But if you are on the lake right now enjoying this these last few days of summer break with your kids, you might want to take the boat in right now, because that hail is not going to feel very good if you are driving about 30 miles an hour on the lake. So that is what we're looking at on the northernmost edge. Some stuff popping up in Greensboro and Greene County and around Lake Oconee and northern Putnam County as well. Jasper, the rain seems to be going away in there just south of Monticello, but still could see another storm or two as we continue to move through the afternoon. This severe thunderstorm warning in Jones has 2 more minutes left on it. They're probably just going to wait for this to expire. I haven't seen any hail signatures associated with this lately. You can see that hail really ramping up around the Lake Sinclair area as all of that warm lake water is providing lots of fuel for these storms to grow even taller in nature. But it's moving over the Lake Sinclair area right now. That storm I was just talking about in Jones County, no hail signature associated with this, so I imagine that warning will probably go away. It doesn't look to be as strong in nature, but still Gray seeing a fairly strong thunderstorm as well as it continues to move through Jones County and trek towards the Wilkinson, maybe clip the southern edge of Baldwin County and then northern Twiggs County as well. So, and now we are looking at this storm that was moving through Monroe County, starting to get into the Bass Arkwright area in North Macon right now, moving around that I-75, 475 merger right there in Bolingbroke and continuing to trek down 75 around the Arkwright, Bass, Rivers Crossing areas right there. You're seeing some pretty heavy downpours associated with that. Not necessarily a lot of lightning, but still lightning in the area. So remember, when thunder roars, go indoors. You hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. So you will, if you are shopping at Rivers Crossing right now, go into a storm and get some shelter right now. Here we go. Baldwin, Hancock, Putnam County is right there. As I mentioned, that lake water really providing some fuel for this cell to pop up, and you can see the hail is very widespread around Lake Sinclair. So please, if you are on Lake Sinclair and tuning in, you got about almost an inch in diameter hail, almost severe level threat hail moving over the lake right now. So you will want to go dock the boat and get inside as quick as you can. Again, these are very short-lived, so it might not ruin your whole lake afternoon, but it's getting into the later hours of the afternoon anyway. It's time to go ahead and wrap it up and go inside and get under cover as this severe storm does move through the Putnam, Baldwin, and Hancock county lines right now. So we've had to focus up on this stuff over to the north. Let's go back down here to Taylor, Macon, Houston, and Dooley counties. You can see that stuff really widespread in Taylor County once again. So Taylor County getting pounded with another round of storms. As you can see, frequent lightning starting to move into the Butler area, going to trek towards Reynolds as well, the Rupert area, and then any of these areas around the Taylor County line right there, Charing as well, and then moving into northern Schley County seems to be where the most lightning is. Murray's Crossroads, what we're talking about, and that will continue to move over into the western portion of Macon County as well. We're talking Ideal, Georgia, maybe even eventually getting over into the Montezuma area, and then Andersonville in northern Sumter County as well. So let's take a look at this storm in Dooley County once again, moving over into the Pulaski County line right now. I saw some comments about that. Those dark clouds are starting to move into Pulaski County. The bulk of it looks to be south of Hawkinsville, but Hawkinsville will still be getting a thunderstorm as well as it continues to trek towards that Pulaski-Dooley County line. We got another 14 minutes on this one, so I imagine the National Weather Service in probably about 15 minutes will issue another warning for Pulaski County, maybe even Clip Dodge and Wilcox counties as well. In northern Wilcox County, Pineview is what we're talking about right now. Chris County looking relatively clear right now, but we got this stuff over towards the west, and that will more than likely be moving over into that area as well. Let's take a look back at Houston County and Peach County. You can see spotty showers all over northern Houston County, some lightning associated with this as well. And that is also the case for Byron and northern Peach County as well. Southern Bibb around the Rutland area, Middle Georgia Regional Airport, going to see some of these storms as well. So we're talking Centerville, Warner Robins, Robins Air Force Base, some of the heavily populated areas of Houston County, starting to see some storms pop up as well. And then Macon starting to get some of this rain as well. I imagine, you see us right here at 13, I imagine I'm probably going to start hearing some rain on the roof in just a minute, but that is really affecting the northern portion of Bibb County right now, the very southwest tip of Jones County as well. So we're talking not a lot, very rural areas over here and some heavily wooded areas, but around the Gray Highway area, going to start seeing some rain fairly soon. We're talking Wesleyan, Howard High School, around the Zebulon Road areas, FPD, all of North Macon, that's northernmost tip of Bibb County, starting to see the rain. And then you can see that leading gust front right there moving through central and southern Bibb County around Terracotta, moving into Rutland now as well. Let's see here. The East Macon, I just saw that comment right there. So you're starting to see that gust front push through now. That is the indication, remember, that more is to come associated with these severe thunderstorms. But right now, this one up here in Lake Sinclair is what I am really wanting to keep an eye on, as got some pretty nasty hail associated with this right now. The centermost portion of it about an inch in diameter still, so it is still cooking right there around the Lake Sinclair area, right at the corner of, whoops, did not mean to do that, but right at the corner of Hancock, Putnam, and Baldwin counties right there around Lake Sinclair, Meriwether, and getting close to Milledgeville as well. So this is a storm this is the most recent warning the National Weather Service has issued for central Georgia, and that will be going on for another about 40 minutes as well. So, and can't forget about this guy over here in Treutlen as well, around the Soperton area. So lots of lightning packing a punch over here. I imagine there's still some hail as well. Just east of Soperton now, so it looks to be moving through that area, but going towards the eastern part of Treutlen County as well. So Zadie, that is the next place where we are looking to see some of that hail associated with that thunderstorm, and then cross over into the southern tip of Emmanuel County, kind of in the Oak Park area along I-16. So that is one that doesn't necessarily have a warning, but still a strong thunderstorm associated with this. The hail was over an inch in diameter at one point associated with that one. So it is good to see the hail size has gone down with that, and hopefully that will be dissipating fairly soon as well. But imagine something over here in Taylor County might have another warning issued fairly soon as well. Lots of lightning, pretty heavy downpours moving through the Butler area into Reynolds now. See, the heaviest or the largest hail that we are seeing is in northern Schley County, just south of Rupert, and going to probably clip the western edge of Macon County around the Ideal area. So that will continue to flow into those areas. They have Macon and Taylor counties been the two counties, I think, today that have probably seen the most rain. Not quite out of the woods yet either. Got another round of showers and storms coming through the area as well, and some severe stuff as well. And we're talking Ellaville, probably going to see the effects of this severe thunderstorm warning as well. Pretty recent with this warning, and there's another about 20 minutes, 24 minutes left on that warning right there. So the warning that is next to expire is this one in Dooley right now. It is moving over into Pulaski County. We'll take a look at the hail associated with this. Not too much hail and not too large in diameter as well. So we're talking 0.2 inches right there. That's good news. The hail size going down is a good indication of a storm weakening, but these do have the potential to continue to pop up, as these areas over here towards the southeast and east of Dooley County have not seen the rain today, and they still have all that moisture over there. So as it continues to trek in that direction, not be surprised if this kind of breaks down and then builds back up to produce another severe thunderstorm warning as well. And that is also the case for some of these storms moving through Peach, Houston, southern Bibb County, as well as it moves into Twiggs County towards the I-16 area right there. And there we go. I believe I hear the rain at the station now. So we are starting to see the effects of this rain all over Macon now. Majority just North Macon and then downtown Macon as well, moving toward the eastern side of Macon. South Macon and West Macon not quite seeing the rain and storms yet, but with this being so widespread as it continues to cross the Bibb County line from Monroe County, West Macon, you are not out of the woods as well either. So Lizella, Lake Tobo, Middle Georgia State, those areas over there, going to see some of these storms moving over as well. So that one in gray really kind of falling apart right now. That is good news, but it will move into the Gordon area of Wilkinson County, northern Twiggs County, Dry Branch is what we're talking about. This looks to just be a shower now, but still that leading gust front going to create some very gusty winds that could possibly damage any outdoor property that you have as well. So a little bit of revision to this severe thunderstorm warning right here, kind of just cut it in half a little bit. and I imagine this one might get reissued for Pulaski County, maybe even moving into Dodge County as well, but didn't look like the hail signature was too large with that, so that is some good news. But going all around Hawkinsville right now. But once again, just because you're not in the rain doesn't mean you can't see lightning. You can't see the effects of this severe thunderstorm. You can see this lightning strike just to the east of Hawkinsville right here, far away from the rain right now. So that is a good indication that you should be indoors. If you see lightning or you hear thunder, you are close enough to be struck by lightning. So you will want to get indoors, and that is a very concerning effect that we do have with these severe thunderstorm warnings in the summertime as well. So another overview, really packing a punch to the west, southwest of our viewing area, just south of Columbus, around the Cuthbert, Lumpkin area. So very west, southwest area of Georgia being affected by these storms. Something about just southwest of us, the Albany area, these areas down here seem to really just get more of some of the severe weather sometimes. I say that, I'll knock on wood, because as soon as I say that, it'll say, oh, Alex Price said this, and it'll move on up to the east and northeast. So let's look at some more comments. Seen some comments about hail in Milledgeville and Eatonton. Yes, those areas over here around the Lake Sinclair area, lots of lightning associated with this, so it is definitely not a good time to be on the lake. If you are just north of Milledgeville is where the most rain, lightning effects of this are right now. And let's take a look at how large this hail is. We're still cooking at about 1 inch in diameter, so just go ahead and treat this 0.9 inches like a 1 inch in diameter hail. We're talking severe level threat hail around the Lake Sinclair area, and that is continuing to move towards the east-southeast into southern Hancock County. We're talking areas like Underwood, Linton, maybe even getting down into the Milledgeville area, but Milledgeville is close enough to see the effects of the severe thunderstorm. So yeah, as I mentioned, moving right over that warm lake water, plenty of moisture available to allow this to continue to be a very severe storm in nature. And you can kind of see the same thing happening up here at Lake Oconee as well. This little tiny cell really starting to grow larger as it moves over the southern part of Lake Oconee, so we could see something happen with this as well as that storm moves over the lake. Widespread showers across Crawford, southeastern Monroe County, going into southern Jones County, and then packing a punch in Macon as well. Looking like showers right now, not seeing a lot of lightning associated with this, but the heavy downpours could create some hail in the Macon area as well. So that's going to be giving Macon some much needed rain as well. And then let's take a look at this one right here in northern Peach County, southern Bibb County, and northern Houston County. Some more lightning strikes popping up on the radar. Let's see if there's any hail associated with this. Some spotty pea-sized hail signatures that we're seeing. One in Twiggs here. Well, there's the newest radar reading. Rutland is where we're seeing some of that pea-sized hail now. Western Twiggs County, not seeing any hail in Warner Robins. That is some good news. But still, some strong thunderstorms moving through the Warner Robins area right now. The northern tip of Houston County right there, and then we kind of have a line trying to organize right here along southern Twiggs County, the western part of Bleckley County, a few lightning strikes, and then northern Pulaski County going all around Hawkinsville. I don't know what Hawkinsville did to get in the good weather graces, but still seeing the effects of this as the rain continues to try to make it into there, but still northern areas of Pulaski County seeing that rain. I would not doubt if Hawkinsville got a shower or a storm as well. So we are seeing some some hail signatures as well, so maybe I jinxed Hawkinsville right there. I apologize, but seeing about the pea-sized hail signatures around the Hawkinsville area, western portion of Pulaski County, northern portion of Pulaski County as it continues to trek southeast eastward. Not sure if this warning will continue to go into Pulaski County, but still pretty strong thunderstorm with lots of frequent lightning, damaging winds. We are seeing hail signatures as well, so we will continue to monitor that. That has 2 more minutes on that warning. We'll see if they expire it or not. We got another warning popping up right here. This is solely for Schley County now, but as you can see really close to Macon County right there. So Macon County, the ideal area, Bartlett, Fountainville, starting to see some of those storms move through the area as well. So let's go ahead and pull up the Perry Skycam, get another view of what's over towards the west. Move the camera once again. Probably going to look very similar to what we saw earlier when I first got on the stream, just that stuff over towards the west. Might be a little bit too far away to look at right now, but you can probably see some lightning strikes if you keep watching long enough. I'll go ahead and put that Skycam up for you right there. Yeah, as you can see, off in the distance a little bit, but it's going to inch closer and closer to Perry, but the immediate effects of this are towards the, I believe, due west. Yeah, so due west, still a little bit far away from for us to look at it on the Skycam, but you can see lots of lightning popping up northeast of Butler, northwest of Reynolds. I imagine there might be some hail associated with this as well. Yep, some pretty widespread pea-sized hail associated with this moving into the Reynolds area. That might go into the western portion of Fort Valley, the Marshallville area, and northern Macon County, and maybe even eventually over into Perry as well. So look at all these hail signatures just associated with these severe thunderstorms across the state right now. Really seeing a lot of the larger hail over to the west, southwest, but we also have that same sized hail up here at Lake St. Clair as well. So widespread severe thunderstorms across central Georgia today, and is looking to be that way for the rest of the afternoon. I imagine I might be on here for another hour or two as these continue to move through the area. Get a quick water sip. All right, let's see. I appreciate all the comments giving me an idea of what's going on in terms of the severe thunderstorm effects that we are seeing. Let's see. Seeing a comment about what about Lawrence County. Dublin's seeing a pop-up shower right now, but all this stuff over toward the west continuing to make its way into Lawrence County. So we're looking at about the next 30-ish minutes moving into the Dudley, Dexter, Dublin trio right there, Cadwell as well. Lawrence County will be seeing some of these storms moving into Bleckley, Pulaski, and Twiggs County as well pretty soon. Pretty widespread lightning associated with this little line right here. Pull out the pointer. As you can see, all of this kind of taking shape right here. I did not mean to put that pointer down, but I think we just had another warning down here issued for Schley and Sumter counties. So you see very widespread stuff all over these three counties over here. I'm going to take a look at those right here. You can see, I mean, all of these severe thunderstorm warnings really just bunched up together, and you can see that is where the bulk of all this, the hail signatures, the lightning is, and they're continuing to trek into our southwest western counties in central Georgia. I would not be surprised if this one up here in Taylor County gets a warning issued for it as well. Warner Robins starting to see some of that lightning and some of the heavier downpours moving over from Byron moving towards the east, and then really kind of merging together, as you can see that gust front kind of merging together with those storms just to the south as they continue to move through Macon. We're seeing lightning signatures not as abundant as they were up in Gray, but still getting some widespread rain across Macon, some flashes of lightning, and then this one right here, wow, I mean, you can hardly even see the lake anymore with all these lightning signatures. I mean, Lake St. Clair, just perfect fuel for that shower or that storm moving through. It's kind of moving along almost parallel to this line right here, Hancock and Baldwin County right here, Baldwin counties rather, just going towards the eastern part of Lake St. Clair now and going into the southern part of Hancock County as well. So let's get an idea. We're talking about Linton, some of these southern Hancock County cities and towns right here, and eventually making its way towards Washington County as well. So let's see if anything's happening with this storm up here at Lake Oconee. Not seeing too much, but I could see it very similarly acting, maybe not getting as severe as this one over Lake St. Clair right now, but popping up and producing some lightning and some damaging winds, some heavy downpours. All this stuff right here in Monroe County, Bibb County, looking to break apart a little bit, but we're not quite out of the woods yet. Still lots of moisture available for that storm to continue to pop up. It is 4:03, so they did expire that warning in Dooley County as it moves into Pulaski County. See if the hail is still there. Hail's still there, a little bit bigger than it was when we last checked, about 1/2 inch in diameter. We're talking about nickel-sized stuff moving around the Hawkinsville area. I imagine Hawkinsville will be seeing some of these effects as well, but these storms continuing to trek southeastward, and the abundance of moisture available in these areas like Dodge County, Lawrence County, some of these areas to our south and southeast of central Georgia, really going to have lots and lots of moisture available for these storms to continue to grow. So we have a new warning issued now, as I heard the dinger go off. I believe this is, yep, a continuance of this severe thunderstorm over Lake Sinclair as it moves into southern Hancock County, kind of the eastern edge of Baldwin County, just north of Milledgeville, but Milledgeville still probably seeing the effects of this storm as well, kind of a direct path over to Linton in south Hancock County and eventually making its way into northern Washington County as well. So this storm really packing quite the punch. You can see all this lightning here. You can barely even see the lake anymore, and that is going to be the story for this as it continues to trek towards the southeast, and the hail size still about 1 inch in diameter. So go ahead and treat this 0.8 inches like 1 inch in diameter for this hail. That's when we're getting into our severe level threshold associated with these. So this is probably the most concerning of the severe thunderstorms that I'm seeing right now as it went over Lake Sinclair, and it really intensified a lot. So we will be keeping a very close eye on this. Once again, I'm going to go back towards the southwest over here because this is where a lot of lightning and hail is also. Trying to clip some of our western, southwestern counties. Lots of hail around the Schley, Sumter County line between Ellaville and Americus, moving towards Andersonville, and probably going even to clip the southern edge of Macon County, move into western Dooley County as well. So that's something we're going to keep an eye on as well. As you can see, lots of warnings bunched up together over here, and all that lightning, intense downpours, and even monitoring this storm up here in Taylor County as well, as it makes its way towards Reynolds and then even over into northern Macon County and western Peach County as well, and southern tip of Crawford also. So we're talking places like Zenith, Nokomis, eventually making its way over to Fort Valley, Marshallville, Hicks, Garden Valley, Winchester. These are the areas that will be seeing this strong thunderstorm, that will be seeing the effects of it rather. One more look at this one over in Treutlen County. It seems to be breaking apart. The hail signature is gone with that one, so that is good news. But Soperton got quite the storm just a little bit ago, and that is trekking out of our viewing area. Seems to be more of just a summertime shower, maybe a little bit of a storm still associated with that lightning, so that's good news. But still, we have all this stuff over to the west of Treutlen County that is making its way over there. So Treutlen County, Soperton, you could very well be seeing another round of storms coming in about the next hour or so. Back up to Milledgeville, Lake Sinclair area. So lots of lightning associated with this, even some leading lightning that is way out of the storm. That is what we are really wanting to keep a close eye on as it continues to move through southern Hancock, northern Baldwin County. You see widespread hail associated with this, kind of getting over the eastern edge of Lake Sinclair. So that is good news that the fuel is probably going away with this severe thunderstorm, but nonetheless, with all the moisture available, it's not going to make much of a difference. But we're just going to have to keep riding these out as they continue to pass over. But hopefully Lake Sinclair can catch a little bit of a break in just a little bit, because I know they definitely got pounded just from looking at all the lightning and the hail associated with this. I imagine some people in our weather network might have some interesting photos and videos for this storm that has passed over. But please do not take any videos or or avoid any of the outdoors as a storm like this does pass over you. It is very dangerous to be outside, and it could result in injury. That is something you don't want to be outside for, as I've mentioned, as it continues to move through the Hancock County, northern Baldwin County area. So yeah, once again, we'll reiterate, please do not go outside and try to take photos and videos of this storm. Wait until the storm has passed. If you have a safe place to do it from inside, I still don't encourage that, because if you can see outside, I mean, this is pretty reasonable size hail we're talking about that could move, that could blow over and even crack some windows. So really not safe to try to capture the intensity of these severe thunderstorms as they do pass through. Let's see. Thought it was coming to Gordon. Sun is still shining. Hold your horses there. Not much headed towards the Gordon area. You could very well dodge it, but with the widespread nature, we're seeing these kind of just build up, break down, build up, break down. I would not be surprised if this shower over in Jones County tries to move over into Gordon and could pop up, maybe severe in nature as well. Okay, so really pretty organized line of storms moving into Twiggs, Bleckley, and Pulaski counties right now. As you can see, all that lightning kind of bunching up together, the rain kind of bunching up together as well. And that will continue to trek east, southeastward, kind of around the I-6, along the I-16 line that you see here on the radar. We're talking places like Danville, Cary, Cochran, Hawkinsville. Hawkinsville still, it's starting to, I guess, back end of that really trying to wrap around and hit Hawkinsville, but still moving through that area right now in those counties. Pineview starting to see some rain as well in northern Wilcox County, so Eastman and Dodge County, Cadwell, Dexter, Dudley, over those areas in western Lawrence County, and then Dublin eventually after as well, going to see the effects of this line of storms as well. So this stuff over towards the southwest, we're really trying to keep a close eye on as well. Just a lot of stuff that we have to kind of hit. Oh, wow. Yeah, the hail really intensified with this one right here. Oh, my gosh. Yeah, we're talking about 1.5 inches in diameter hail in Schley and Sumter counties, moving in the La Crosse, Andersonville area, might even be getting over into Macon County eventually as well, Dooley counties as eventually too. So yes, this hail is packing quite a punch with this storm in southern Schley, just south of Ellaville, around the La Crosse area. So this is something we are going to keep a very close eye on as well as it continues to trek over into some of our counties. So this isn't in our immediate viewing area rather, but I know we probably do have some people tuning in from Schley and Sumter counties. So if you are in those areas right now, definitely get inside right now, because this is some pretty large hail that is coming down. I mean, 1.5 inches. I'll pull back up the hail size parameter. I haven't seen that honestly in quite a while about how large that hail is. So we're talking about almost golf ball sized hail. We're talking ping pong sized ice pellets falling from the skies. So that is something you definitely need to take shelter for if you have any outdoor property as well in any of those areas that isn't seeing the hail right now. But if you are in the vicinity of it, some of your property and stuff like that, that is some hail that can pack a punch and damage some of your property as well. All right, so back to the radar now. There's another warning that just popped up, and I imagine it's, oh, so there we go. That line of storms forming a warning in Bleckley and Twiggs counties right now. So talking Jeffersonville, Danville, Cary, some of those areas I just talked about as the storm moves out of Houston County now. Try to get some of the smaller places right here, Tarversville, Bullard, District Path, these areas in southern Twiggs County seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm. And then as we move into Bleckley County as well, Coley, on the southern edge of that line of storms, moving into Cary and Goldsboro in northern Bleckley County right now. So north of Cochran, but Cochran's still seeing some of the severe thunderstorm stuff as well. But that line of storms has formed a warning from the National Weather Service. I imagine there might be, pretty widespread hail, a couple hail signatures associated with this as it moves through the western part of Twiggs County, southern part of Twiggs County, and then the western and northern part of Bleckley County as well. So as I mentioned, these storms can kind of just pop up out of nowhere like we have been seeing, and that is going to be the story for this afternoon. Once again, this severe thunderstorm warning is for another 47 minutes until 5 p.m. And then we have all these other ones over here and for the next 30-ish minutes or so. We'll take it back up to Lake Sinclair, see how that storm is doing, and it looks to keep on cooking right now. Hail signature might be a little bit smaller, but we're not talking about anything noticeable. So really going into that southern jetty of Hancock County right here, just to the west of Linton. So that severe thunderstorm is still cooking. Luckily, it seemed to have avoided Milledgeville a good bit, so that is some good news. But still, I know a lot of people were probably out on the lake enjoying one of the last summer days today, and this is a storm that has definitely put a damper on that today as it continues to move through southern Hancock County, going into northern Washington County as well. If it follows suit with this direction, places like Deep Step and Worthen, maybe even eventually Sandersville could be seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm. Dublin's starting to see some spotty showers, but this stuff over here right now in Bleckley and Twiggs is on the way to you guys in Lawrence County as well. Talking about the next 30, 45 minutes probably. So if you are in Dublin, Dudley, Dexter, Cadwell, any areas in Lawrence County, widespread line of storms moving through counties to your west, you will want to get inside and prepare accordingly for these storms as they continue to trek through some of our central counties right here. Pulaski County is still seeing widespread thunderstorms all over the area. Just because they're not severe storms in nature, just are defined by the National Weather Service, these are still some pretty strong thunderstorms, packing quite a punch associated with these as it moves all over Pulaski County, starting to get into Wilcox as well. Some stuff popping up just to the northwest of Abbeville, north of Rochelle as well, and around the Pineview area. And then some spotty stuff all over Chris County, Dooley County, the southwest tip, seeing some of that. And then this monster over here that's producing some pretty large hail right here. It's not quite as large as it was, but you saw it got up to the green in the signature. So we were talking about 1.5 inches hail. Now we're talking about roughly 1 inch in diameter, but still about quarter-sized hail falling from this storm, and that is still severe level threat, or severe level hail rather. So the threat is there for all of those counties. And then we have some showers storms moving through Reynolds, the eastern part of Taylor County, going into Peach County, northern Macon County, southern Crawford County. That will continue to trek towards the east, southeast, like all these storms have been doing, and probably give Houston County another round of showers and storms as well. Let's check on this stuff up here in Macon. Really falling apart, which is some good news, but nonetheless, we have seen a lot of these storms fall apart and then build back on up, so we could see some more stuff coming. But the good news is I don't see anything immediately to the northwest up here in some of our counties, so hopefully Macon got a nice shower, maybe even a little bit of a storm, but nothing like what we're seeing in some of our areas right now. All right, back to Lake Sinclair. Okay, the good news is the hail size seems to be going down. Hopefully that was the most intense that it got, about 1 inch in diameter hail, really moving into that southern jetty of Hancock County now, west of Linton, and then areas of northern and western Washington County going to see the effects of this storm as it continues to trek down there. So Deep Step, Worthen, Sandersville, Keolin, Brook Springs, all these areas that I just named going to be next in line for this line of showers and storms. But right now, the bulk of it's still affecting Lake Sinclair, just north of Milledgeville, northeast of Milledgeville, and Underwood in the southern Hancock County area right there. This line of storms still cooking right here in our central counties, Bleckley and Twiggs. We got another 43 minutes rather on this severe thunderstorm warning as it continues to push towards Wilkinson County and Lawrence County as well. And then some spotty stuff over here around Dublin, not packing as much of a punch like this one in Soperton did earlier, that one breaking apart as well. But make no mistake, you guys down here in the southeast of our viewing area, Wheeler County, Montgomery County, Telfair County, next in line with this stuff coming over from the west, northwest. Wilcox having some stuff pop up as well, and then southwest Dooley County moving around the Lake Blackshear area. So Lake Blackshear starting to get some of the showers and storms as well, and with the vicinity of this guy over here that we had some very large hail, still do have some very large hail associated with anyone on Lake Blackshear. I think it's time to wrap it up and call it a day with the vicinity of these storms moving through. So Macon County starting to get some more rain. I already had some stuff earlier. That was the first severe thunderstorm warning I had when I came on, and that is looking to be the case as it continues to move through the Macon County area. Some flashes of lightning, heavy downpours. Wonder if there's any hail associated with some of this stuff over here. There's still some spotty pea-sized hail signatures that we're seeing. Obviously nothing as definitive as this down here in Schley and Sumter counties, but still nonetheless pretty widespread hail. And I mean, look at all the, it's really hard to see because they are fairly small in nature, these signatures. But then northern Wilcox, I guess, so no warning associated with this right now, but still packing quite a punch with some of the hail. Let's see if I can get estimate on that, about 1 inch in diameter hail. So we're talking severe level hail in northern Wilcox moving into the Dodge County area associated with the southern edge of this line of storms with this warning right here in Bleckley and Twiggs. So going to keep an eye on that. Wouldn't be surprised if a warning popped up for that because there's plenty of moisture over in Dodge County, Telfair, all of these areas that haven't seen that rain yet. So areas that have seen the rain, you are less likely to see some of the storms, which is good news because it has used up all that moisture that has been available as you saw reflected on the dew points, but still can't rule out a shower or a storm for the rest of the evening because we are still rather humid. Let's actually get a look at the dew points right now. As you can see, some of the areas to the northwest, dew points down in the mid-60s, so that is much more pleasant, still very humid, but nonetheless not the swampy stuff that we have been used to. But as I mentioned, the areas in our southwest viewing area right around here, those dew points still pretty up there in the 70s, 78 in McRae. Okay, well, it just went down to 73 as soon as I said that. But now Vidalia taking the 78 right there, so over in Toombs County. So all of these areas, plenty of moisture left and plenty of fuel for these storms as they continue to trek through the central Georgia area, and hopefully some dry slots are entering and making it feel much more pleasant, but we are in for a ride until that does happen. So overview of the radar once again, let's kind of break it down piece by piece. We have, I believe it's 5 warnings still. I think we got even more warnings than that at one point, but really the strongest 2 that are the most concerning right now, I guess, Lake Sinclair, the one up here to the north, and then the one over around Americus, Andersonville, and Sumter County, and Schley County as well. But still, this line of storms kind of moving through our central counties, packing quite a punch, and continuing to trek southward into Wilcox County as well, as we just saw reflected on the hail signatures. So let's get more of a local specified view associated with these. Here's the Lake Sinclair one. Lightning signatures look to be a little bit more dispersed now. Hopefully that is going to continue to be the case. Hail signature going very far down with this, so that is really good news. So hopefully this is not packing as much of a punch hail-wise as it continues to move through southern Hancock County into the west-northwest edge of Washington County. But still widespread lightning all associated with this. Heavy downpours, damaging winds is what we're seeing. Maybe only a little bit of pea-sized hail, but this storm's still packing quite a punch. So we'll be interested to see what the next warning associated with this, if there is one, depending on how fast it breaks apart for the next 9 minutes that this is issued. Moving on down to Twiggs and Bleckley, where this severe thunderstorm warning is. Pretty widespread lightning, kind of a line of storms really organizing, and you can see spotty hail signatures all over the place, right on the I-16 line right now. So no, some people might be traveling. No, I know what the road name is. Let's see, that was supposed to be the hail signature, but yeah, there we go, hail. 1.1 inches in diameter right there. I think it just went away actually, so we'll pull that back up. Yeah, so that hail kind of taking a tick down in terms of size, so that's good news as it moves over the I-16 line, but still another hail signature up here in western Twiggs County, and some spotty pea-sized hail signatures all over the place as well. So move down into Bleckley County, the hail's a little bit larger, talking about penny-sized stuff just southwest of Cary in northern Bleckley County, northeast of Coley. That is where the bulk of that hail is, and then widespread rain associated with this as you move down into Bleckley County as well, and frequent lightning and damaging winds also associated with this. Take it a little bit on the back end of this, you can see widespread rain all over Peach County now, Warner Robins in northern Houston County, southern Bibb County, just south of Rutland, around the Middle Georgia Regional Airport location. And then that is stretching all the way across the Peach County line, Crawford County line, in over to Taylor County, rather, excuse me, the eastern edge of that, and then northern Macon County starting to get another round of showers as well. So let's pull up the Perry Skycam real quick, see if we got a better view of this. Ooh, kind of really looking ominous right here. So you can see lots of these dark clouds. Actually, might even be a little bit of a, let's see what I can pull up on here. Let's see. Yeah, really kind of ominous looking stuff. I believe, yeah, you guys can see this. Okay. So, yeah, over towards the west, that's another round of rain moving over in Macon County, Taylor counties as well. That is continuing to trek west of Perry right now. Really just some dark looking stuff. Just not looking like a good day to be outdoors at all. So that is kind of what all of this over here, moving into the Peach County, eastern Taylor County, northern Macon County area is. Let's take the southern edge of this line of storms that I was just talking about. Pulaski County kind of moving toward the east of Hawkinsville now. Lightning seems to be breaking apart. That is good news, but still widespread rain and storms associated with this as it moves into western Dodge County, getting closer and closer to Eastman. Pineview, Pineview still feeling the effects of the southern edge of this, and then the very tip of this really is cell popping up right northwest of Abbeville, north of Rochelle. Lots of lightning associated with this, and I imagine some hail. Yep, some hail in northern Wilcox County, moving into southern Dodge County around the Abbeville, Rhine, Chauncey areas is where this line of storms is moving into Milan as well. And then you can see some spare lightning strikes just away from the heaviest rainfall toward the southern edge of this line of storms. That one stray one right there just to the south of Rochelle. Some storms popping up in southern Crisp County and Arabi, just getting over the Crisp County line right there. I-75, let's see if there's any hail with this one. A couple spotty pea-sized hail signatures right there. And then southwest southern Dooley County right there. There's some storms moving over toward the Lake Blackshear area, and then this beast over here in Schley and Sumter counties. The hail is nowhere near as large as it was just about 15 minutes ago. That's good. It's about a whole inch in diameter less, so that is always a good sign, but still this was packing quite the punch. The two of these most intense areas of rainfall kind of just merged together and created very large hail, about 1.5 inches, talking ping pong ball sized hail associated with this at one point. So it will continue to move east southeastward around northern Sumter County into western Dooley County. So lots of rain over towards our west. The good news is you can see this stuff behind where all of these storms are. That stuff is not as intense in nature, so still some pretty heavy showers associated with these, but we will continue to monitor those. But that is a good indication that all of this stuff will eventually use up all that moisture, and it will lose all of its fuel, hopefully. But still plenty of fuel in our southeastern counties as well. And as I mentioned, over to our southwest, there are really a lot of warnings popping up over there. Kind of southwest corner of the state, there's, I can't even, probably about 6 warnings right over here associated. So just lots of areas of intense hail, rainfall, lightning signatures. You can see all the spotty hail signatures associated with these. Let's take a look at this storm in northern Wilcox, northeast Wilcox now, moving into southern Dodge. There's some pretty large hail associated with this as well. Let's see, we got 1.3 inches in diameter, so severe level hail is moving into the southwestern part of Dodge County right now. we are seeing the effects of this. I imagine this will be the next warning the National Weather Service issues with the abundance of hail and lightning and heavy rain associated with this. Got all the criteria for a severe thunderstorm warning. This could pop up in the next couple of minutes as well. Good news is down here, very rural area, but still going into areas, a little more populated areas like Abbeville, Rhine, moving towards the Chauncey area. Lots of moisture present, so that will be fueling this southern tip of the line of storms as it moves towards the east-southeast as well. Now pop-up shower, or pop-up storm rather, in Montgomery County, just south of Mount Vernon. So really just showing you how much moisture and instability is present in these east-southeastern counties. So widespread rain all over many of our counties right now. Some of our northern, northwestern counties were the first to see this line of stuff moving through, and since then they have not seen as much, making really that stuff kind of falling apart right up there. But we will continue to keep an eye on all of this stuff as they continue to move through central Georgia. And then we can see this storm up here, the Lake Sinclair storm, moving into Linton now and getting into the northwest edge of Washington County around Deep Step. Could be moving into Worthen pretty soon as well, but on a direct path towards Sandersville. But the good news is the hail signature with this, nowhere near what it was when it was getting over Lake Sinclair. About an inch in diameter hail is what we were talking about maybe about 20 minutes ago, and now only about pea-sized stuff is what we are looking at as it continues to trek into our northeastern counties. The stuff in Butler kind of still seeing some showers across the Taylor County area, but got 2 rounds of storms in Taylor County today, so I imagine they've used up just about all the moisture that they have. So that is going to be the story of the day. Use up all your moisture, use up all that fuel, and hopefully you'll be in the clear for the remainder of the day and you can go to bed nice, safe, and sound, not have to worry about waking up in the middle of the night to any thunder rumbles. So this stuff right here, this is the Bleckley Twigs warning that we have right now. 5 p.m. Got another 30 minutes on this warning as it continues to move over towards the east, or kind of along the I-16 line, and then the wraparound edge of this really hitting Warner Robins, Byron, Fort Valley, all of these areas, Marshallville down in Macon County as well. That will more than likely come over into Perry pretty soon. So now that I'm seeing that, let's point this camera a little bit more towards the north and kind of see what is going on with this. Widespread dark clouds all around our Perry Skycam, and oh yeah, that is looking very dark. So, oh, wrong button, there we go. And this is what we are looking at to affect the Houston County area fairly soon. I think the camera's a little bit behind. There we go. All right, I was about to say, I think I just moved it. So yeah, this is the heavy rain moving into the Perry area in central Houston County now. This is the stuff in northern Houston County. All just kind of wrapping around the back end of this severe thunderstorm warning in Bleckley and Twiggs counties. So I'll pull that up on the radar again for you to take a look at. And that is the stuff. Still a good amount of lightning associated with this, some gusty winds, heavy downpours. When it gets over Perry, I'll take another look at the Skycam, and I'm sure you will see how intense the rain is with these. But until then, let's take another look at some of the hail with this one, moving through Twiggs County. The largest hail is a little bit north of Jeffersonville right now. I'm thinking this is about an inch in diameter, so severe level hail associated with this between Jeffersonville and Dry Branch. See if I can give you a more localized view right here for some of the smaller towns. Myrick's Mill, Fitzpatrick, Ripley, those areas seeing some pretty heavy rain and some pretty large hail associated with this. So lightning strikes all over the place with all of these storms right now. So enjoying a nice summertime light show, as I like to call it. All right, so this storm over in Sumter and Schley counties kind of breaking apart a little bit in terms of the hail, but still another relatively large hail signature right here. We're talking about 3/4 of an inch, so that's the nickel-sized hail moving just towards the Lake Blackshear area. So as I mentioned a couple minutes ago, if you are out on the lake for one of these last days of summer, you want to pack it up and go ahead and go on in as this storm starts to move over the lake, and the lake also providing that moisture like we did just see in Lake Sinclair, really just the fuel for all the pop-up stuff to continue to intensify as it moves into Crisp County. Pretty widespread stuff all over Crisp County now. Here's the Wilcox County storm that we were looking at too. The hail signature not as large anymore, but still widespread lightning and rain associated with this in Wilcox County, moving into the Abbeville area around the Dodge County line. Rochelle just north of it, but still areas of Rochelle looks like they're about to get hit with a storm shower right there, and it has since moved out of Pineview right there, but this is part of the whole line of storms kind of moving through the area right now. Move through Pulaski County. A little bit less intense around here as it moves towards Eastman, but still pretty intense rain. Not as much lightning anymore, but I would not be surprised if this started to build back up again. You can see the hail associated with this as it moves towards Eastman. Plenty of moisture available in these counties down here, so that is what we are going to be keeping an eye on for some of these warnings. And then you can see some of our other southeastern counties. Wheeler County having a pop-up shower now too. Montgomery County. And then East Lawrence County as well, moving over into Treutlen County again. So Treutlen County getting ready for some more rain once again around the Soperton area. All right, we'll look at some of the comments real quick. Let's see. Keep seeing a lot of Houston County comments around that area. Yeah, as you can see, nothing necessarily severe criteria, but still seeing strong thunderstorms in the northern tip of Houston County. Byron seeing some pretty widespread rain as well. Fort Valley, all around there. I imagine Fort Valley's getting some rain as well. Lots of lightning, damaging wind gusts, and some hail as well. No hail associated with this back here, but the leading edge of the storm. Ooh, there we go. There's another pretty bright hail signature right there at the corner of Twiggs and Lawrence County, Wilkinson, little four corners right there. So 1.1 inches in diameter. This is the Four Corners area just south of Danville, of Wilkinson, Twiggs, Bleckley, and Lawrence counties right here. So this is where the leading edge of this line of storms is moving into Lawrence County now, and will eventually make its way over towards Dublin as well. And Dublin, Dudley more immediately, and then Dexter, and then some of the stuff a little bit further down around Cochran, going to make its way towards Cadwell and down into Dodge County as well. As you can see, Eastman about to get some rain, probably already getting some rain. We probably not specifically up to date necessarily right there. And there we go. There's another severe thunderstorm warning right here. Just got issued. Chris, Dooley, and Sumter. There's the dinger right there. Moving over Lake Blackshear. As I mentioned, Lake Blackshear, warm lake water, providing lots of fuel for these storms to pop up out of nowhere. Pretty widespread rain and storms all over Crisp County, rather, even down in the south end around Araby. Cordele seeing a spotty shower too right there with a couple lightning strikes, but then the Lake Blackshear storm right here is what I'm really kind of concerned about, as the bulk of this hail right here. You can see the hail signature just northeast of Leslie, going to move over the lake soon and which will have plenty of moisture to rise on up and continue to fuel this thunderstorm as it moves into our southern counties. So all this stuff up here. You can see Taylor County and Macon County not getting as much rain. All that fuel that they had, it's been used up already, so that is some good news for y'all. Hopefully only just getting some showers now that are just hydrating the backyard garden right there. Let's keep an eye on this one as it moves closer to Sandersville. The hail signature a little bit larger than it was, just north of Deep Step in Washington County, about ½ inch hail right there, and is continuing to trek towards Sandersville. Worthen also going to see the effects of the northern edge of this storm as well. So this storm moving through that southern jetty in Washington County and moving in, or Hancock County rather, and moving into Washington County, and that will be the story for this Lake Sinclair storm, but luckily it is nowhere near as intense as it was about an hour or two ago, or I guess about an hour ago rather. Let's see here. So 2 warnings for our central Georgia counties right now. We got one just outside in Schley and Sumter counties. I imagine this one's going to go away fairly soon. Got another 8 minutes on that, but that is what's moving over into western Dooley, southern Dooley, and then northwest Crisp County as well, and western Crisp County where the Lake Blackshear border is right there. So that is something we are going to really want to keep an eye on. And there we go, another warning right here in Wilcox and Dodge right here. So that storm, we've been monitoring the hail signature around the Abbeville Rochelle area. Pretty widespread lightning, widespread rain. The hail only about pea size now, but still moving into the Abbeville area around the Dodge County line right here and moving over towards Rhine in southern Dodge County. So a couple warnings all over the place. As I mentioned, the spontaneous nature of these, how they just like to pop up kind of out of nowhere, and they will continue to pack quite a punch through the afternoon, and as they move east and southeastward to our counties that have very high dew points still and have not used up that fuel for these thunderstorms right now. So let's see if any relief on the dew points. Macon's still really humid, so just keep note of that right now. Forsyth, 81 degree dew point. Not sure the accuracy of that because we did have a lot of storms roll through Monroe County earlier, but still nonetheless, keep an idea that a lot of areas are still seeing these storms, and they can excuse me, it continue to build up as they move through the area because of all this moisture present and the instability creating all these lifting mechanisms for very tall clouds that produce hail, that produce heavy rains, that produce damaging winds, all the effects of a severe thunderstorm. So right now, 3 warnings for central Georgia, the northernmost one. This one's still in Bleckley and Twiggs. We got another about 21 minutes on this warning, and that will continue to trek towards the east in southern Wilkinson County and western Lawrence County. And right now it is in northern Bleckley County, all over Twiggs County really, and we're going to keep monitoring that. A little bit of a break in intensity as it moves out of Pulaski County and towards the Eastman area, but still nonetheless, still some thunderstorms moving towards Eastman. And then this southern edge of that line of storms in Dodge and Wilcox, this severe thunderstorm warning for the next 50 minutes as it moves through Abbeville right now, lots of lightning right now, and Rochelle as well, and that will continue to move towards southern Dodge County, maybe even eventually make its way over to Telfair from Milan, but Rhine also in this polygon right here as it continues to trek in that direction. And then this severe thunderstorm warning for Crisp, Dooley, and Sumter counties, bulk of it moving over the Lake Blackshear area, which does concern me. As the lake is rather warm from the summertime heat that we have been having. Lots of moisture already in the atmosphere, and that warm lake water just providing even more fuels for this storm. So we'll continue to monitor that. Areas like Lake Blackshear, obviously, Cordele, Araby, seeing some storms down there as well. But all of Crisp County really going to see a lot of the severe effects of this severe thunderstorm warning. So good hydration for the watermelon, but yeah, all this lightning and intense rain and hail, obviously not good for the watermelon. So go back up here to where there aren't any warnings. We're still seeing spotty storms all over Houston County, Peach County, North Macon County. Lots of lightning seems to be going away, as indicated by the kind of the grayer the lightning signatures get. That's good news, but still some thunderstorms. You're going to want to go indoors, just ride those out. Shouldn't be much longer, hopefully, with those, but we will continue to monitor them as we move through the afternoon. Let's see here. Bleckley Twiggs, that one's still got another 19 minutes on that warning, so that is the one that expires the soonest, I guess. And then we have this one up here, no severe thunderstorm warning for this storm moving into Washington County now, about to get into the Sandersville, Tennille area, and then moving further into Washington County, Riddleville, Davisboro, Harrison, maybe even Oconee as well. The bulk of it around Deep Step right now. So yeah, a lot going on weather-wise. And then we also have this cell up here in northern Hancock County I can't forget about. I think I did see a hail signature with it earlier. Minimal hail right now, only a small pea-sized little signature right there, but still just northeast of Sparta, moving towards Mayfield around the Warren County line, as well as it continues to trek through the area. So yeah, a lot of stuff I'm trying to just touch on here and there. It seems like every time I get focused on one, another one pops up, but what I really want to turn my focus to is this one down here in Lake Blackshear, so I'm going to do my best to keep monitoring the hail sizes with this, and as you can see, some pretty spotty hail signatures already as it moves over Lake Blackshear right now, and then over here in southern Dodge County and central Wilcox County got some hail signatures as well. This one in southern Dodge actually really kind of packing a punch with the hail. Let's see. 1.3 inches in diameter, so we're talking severe level hail right there, just northwest of Rhine, and kind of moving over towards the Chauncey area. Southern Dodge County is what we're talking about right here. So any areas in southern Dodge County, even over closer, if you're in Telfair County around the Dodge County line, you will be seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm rolling through the area as well. And then Rochelle and areas in southeast Wilcox County, Browning, Owensboro, Sibby, Bowens Mill, moving towards western Telfair County, China Hill, Temperance, Cobbville. So those are the areas in the immediate vicinity of this severe thunderstorm warning. Back over here to Lake Blackshear, we're talking basically all of Chris County going to see some storms. Cordele, Lake Blackshear, probably going to see the most intense part of this. Araby got its own storms going on over here, but also could see the effects of this storm over here in Lake Blackshear as well. And then even stretching all the way up to southern Dooley County as well. Vienna, just southwest of Byronville, moving all over the place. Really, this widespread swath of thunderstorm right here. That was from Schley and Sumter counties, moving over into our west-southwest counties right there. Back up to Warner Robins, Peach County, northeast Macon County, around the Marshallville area. Let's actually take a look at the Perry Skycam once again. That just reminded me. See how that rain is doing, and I imagine it's getting fairly close. Yep, you can. Well, I mean, it's kind of hard to see much. It just looks really kind of cloudy right there on the Skycam, but that just goes to show you how intense that rainfall is. That's headed towards Perry, so it's going to be interesting to see probably in a couple minutes to see how that plays out, and really give you an idea of kind of just how intense this rain is associated with these severe thunderstorms. And I mean, not a whole lot of lightning associated with this, just north of Perry right here, you can see. So not as intense as a lot of stuff, but you can see the darker colors on the radar right there, really dark red, indicating that there's some pretty heavy rainfall associated with this, excuse me. And then back over to the leading edge of this line of storms around Jeffersonville, around Cary, Danville, is this severe thunderstorm warning. And oh, there we go. There is a nice, well, not nice necessarily, but 1.7 inches. That's the record for today so far. So I'm talking about 1 3/4 inch diameter hail right there. So that's where we're getting up to the golf ball sized hail right there. And yeah, that is going to pack quite the punch. It is just northwest of Montrose. So anywhere around Montrose, western Lawrence County are the areas that we're talking about for this. And then Dudley in the vicinity, Lawrence Hill, as it continues to move into that west-northwest edge of Lawrence County, and Dublin not too far away from it as well. So I know a lot of viewers live in Dublin, so anywhere in the Lawrence County area, get ready. This stuff is coming towards you. All that moisture that you have that hadn't been used up today, it's getting used up right now. That is some pretty intense stuff right there. Got a little bit of discrepancy between the location. It's probably because it's so close to the Jeffersonville radar that we have right there. But nonetheless, a little bit of discrepancy between where the rain is on the radar and then the hail signatures. Might get a better idea the more radar runs that come out and do help us out with that. So some spotty showers already in Lawrence between Dexter and Dublin, and then over to the east of Dublin, moving into Treutlen County once again. So Soperton, Treutlen County, you guys are getting another round of rain coming here pretty soon. And then southern Montgomery County, pretty widespread rain moving over into Toombs County, around Toombs Central. And then on the Telfair Wheeler County line, we got a shower right there just north of Lumber City. Eastman starting to get some thunderstorms right there. Don't think there's any hail associated with this, which is good. But then we move a little bit further down to this guy down here, the severe warning in Dodge and Wilcox. Moving towards the Rhine area, we are seeing some pretty widespread hail signatures. So a little bit less large in diameter, the good news, but right around Abbeville and Rochelle, really where the bulk of the hail is, but then some spotty pea-size signatures all around Wilcox and southern Dodge counties as well. So moving back over to Lake Blackshear, really some stuff popping up, kind of connecting with those storms down there in Araby in southern Crisp County, really kind of pairing up with all that stuff moving over Lake Blackshear. And I imagine there's some pretty widespread hail all over Crisp County and going into, I believe that is, Sumter County. So these areas all around Lake Blackshear, Cordele, Araby, seeing some pretty widespread rain, lightning, hail, and damaging winds. Crisp County almost fully engulfed in severe weather right now. But back up to this up here as it continues to move towards Lawrence County, around the Danville area, Montrose area, and that was where our largest hail signature was. So that was very short-lived, thankfully, but still, nonetheless, some pretty large hail associated with this. Probably about the 1 inch mark. Yeah, a little bit less than 1 inch. So we're almost at the severe level threat for that hail associated with that. But that is continuing to trek southeastward, and that is moving into Lawrence County now, who hasn't seen a bunch of the rain yet so far today, and there's plenty of moisture there. As I mentioned with the dew points, haven't used up that fuel yet, so it is moving over into one of our largest counties, if not the largest, I believe, in our central Georgia viewing area. Let's take it up to the north again. I haven't touched on this in a little bit, moving into Sandersville, Tennille in Washington County. Some widespread rain, frequent lightning, damaging winds associated with this. Not as much hail anymore, but is moving into the Sandersville city center, and will continue to move through Washington County, the Davisboro, Riddleville area. Worthen also going to get some of that as well. No hail up here in Hancock County now, but still thunderstorm cell right there moving over Mayfield around the Warren County border right there, moving southern Warren County and into Glasscock County around the Gibson area as well. Okay, so some spotty showers all over Baldwin County, Milledgeville seeing some showers, just south of Gray seeing some showers again. Whoever commented about Gordon not seeing any rain, looks like that rain is on the way to you in Gordon, but thankfully not near as severe as some of the stuff that we were seeing towards the south. I was slacking on the Perry Skycam, and I think it might have kind of gone all around right now. Oh, there you go. You can see some rain, and I'm trying to get a general idea of what's going on right there. Let's see here. So the most intense rain looks to be over here to the northeast of Perry right now. As you can see, dark clouds all over the place. Trying to see, you can definitely see the rain. It's hitting the Skycam right now. Perry really surrounded by a lot of rain right now all over the place. So we will continue to monitor that. Dublin Skycam is probably something I want to look at, as well as those storms do get closer and closer to the DUB down in Lawrence County. So I'm going to move that camera around real quick. Still a good ways away from Dublin, but still nonetheless what we are worried about is this severe thunderstorm really making its way over. And oh wow, it's actually a pretty cool shot right there. I'm going to go ahead and play that camera for you just to kind of show you sunlight gleaming through the breaks in the clouds, the calm before the storm, if you will. That's actually a pretty cool photo. I think I'm going to save that one real quick. But yeah, I mean, that just kind of goes to show that it's all calm and peaceful in Dublin right now, but that rain's on the way, and not just the rain, all the severe effects with these severe thunderstorm warnings. And slacking on the comments, I do apologize. Just trying to touch a little bit on everywhere. Johnson County, starting to get a little bit of that gust front right there, just to the west of Wrightsville, as you can see right here, that leading gust front. Gust front, always the indication that there is more to come. So Looks like this stuff up to the north in Washington County trying to make its way down into Johnson County, but then also this stuff over towards the west, they could kind of merge together. It looks like Wrightsville is going to be the perfect meeting point for both of those thunderstorms right there. Let's see. I imagine, so we have 8 more minutes on this severe thunderstorm warning right here in Bleckley and Twiggs. That is until 5 p.m., so almost at the 5 o'clock hour here. These storms have been kicking for about 2.5 hours now, or not 2.5. Yeah, maybe, I think it has been about 2.5 hours now. So just showing you, they're moving relatively quick, but the pop-up nature with all of this humidity and instability in the atmosphere is just creating a very conducive environment for all of these storms. So hopefully by about the time the 6 o'clock show rolls around for us, most of the stuff will be dead and gone, and we can continue have a nice cookout, enjoy one last summer night before some of the counties going back to school tomorrow. But I know Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, the big back-to-school days for most of our central Georgia counties. So people will be wanting to enjoy one last night with the family, one last summertime dinner before things get a little bit hectic in the start of the school year. All right, lots of lightning in Chris County now. Let's take a look at the hail signatures with this. Yeah, all those hail signatures kind of bunching up together. I'm thinking about 1 inch in diameter hail is what we're looking at. Yep, and that is, go ahead and treat that like the severe level criteria right there. So we're talking about quarter-sized hail now widespread all over Chris County, basically. Well, as big as quarter-sized hail, but widespread hail nonetheless, ranging from pea size to quarter size. And this hail signature right here is just the east of Lake Blackshear now, so hopefully is moved over Lake Blackshear, but still I imagine this hail is still going to pack quite the punch as it moves through Chris County. Luckily, it's between Cordele and Arabi, 2 of the more populated cities in Chris County, but Winona and Pateville, Marshall, some of these areas in Chris County going to experience the effects of this widespread severe thunderstorms right here. I think we just had another warning issued, or maybe they expired. Nope, right over here. So right where we were just monitoring some of that really, really large hail that was moving into West Lawrence County, rather. But Lawrence and Wilkinson, this is where this newest severe thunderstorm has been, or severe thunderstorm warning has been issued. That kind of top edge of that line of storms moving through East Twiggs County now, moving into southern Wilkinson County, into northwest Lawrence County now. We're talking Nicholsville, Danville, trying to find Montrose, trying to find some of these cities around here in the box. It's a very rural area over here, so that is a little bit of good news, I guess. But this warning is for another about 35 minutes until 5:30. That is once again, the top edge of this kind of like line of storms that's stretching from Twiggs County all the way down to Wilcox County. So Dublin just out of the box, but as you can see, all of these storms down here in the Four Corners area right here, moving into Dudley now, kind of trekking towards Dublin. So I imagine Dublin is going to get this stuff down here, not necessarily this stuff in the warning, but still nonetheless, very strong thunderstorm. Would not be surprised as it continues to move through all that moisture in Lawrence County that it does pop up as a severe thunderstorm warning as well. And you can oh, excuse me. You can still see some of these lightning strikes in the leading edge of this. I mean, way out front of where the actual rain is, moving even closer to Dublin. But the trio of Ds right here, Dudley, Dublin, and Dexter, starting to see the effects of this in Lawrence County also. So let's see here. And there's another warning. Let's see here. Got to charge some of the devices. Let's see where this warning is, and that is down. Oh yeah, so we got 2 warnings down here, Turner and Worth, but also we have this one for southern Chris County around the Arabi area. So let's take a look at the hail once again. Yeah, wow. That is a hail signature stretching across almost the entirety of Chris County right there. And the most intense part of it right here, about 1 inch in diameter. As I mentioned, going over Lake Blackshear, that warm lake water was going to provide fuel for this kind of stuff, and it sure enough has. And there's widespread hail going on across Chris County right now, stretching almost from Lake Blackshear to the Wilcox County line. So Wilcox, I know, has been getting some storms already around the Rochelle and Abbeville area, well, this stuff is moving over towards the west as well. So that is what we are going to be seeing in Wilcox County once again. So lots and lots of lightning. I mean, you can barely see anything down here in southern Crisp County right now. All around Arabi, we're talking some of these smaller towns. Hatley, we're moving over towards Pitts, Double Run, Arabi, all along the I-75 in Crisp County, Winona, I apologize if I'm mispronouncing that, Pateville, Marshall, all these areas in southern Crisp County seeing lots of lightning, the most intense rain, hail, and damaging winds associated with this. So this storm is packing a punch down there in southern Crisp County and even stretching over down into Turner and Worth counties as well. And then that is just what is coming over into Wilcox now too, which is already seeing its own severe thunderstorm warning as it moves over towards southern Dodge County now, towards the Ryan area, but Abbeville still seeing a good amount of lightning associated with that. But wow, just, I mean, that's quite the hail signature right there. I mean, very, very widespread effects is what we're seeing with this severe thunderstorm down here. So these lakes, they really just allowing for breeding grounds for severe thunderstorms and really letting them intensify kind of as they will. So we got kind of two sectors of all this stuff moving through right now. It's not so much of a line anymore, kind of broke apart around Pulaski County moving into northern and central Dodge County. Eastman still seeing some storms nonetheless, but that line of storms as it was kind of like right here, breaking apart here and moving towards this own sector right here as it moves into northern central Lawrence County, and then this southern stuff down here of that line of storms moving towards the Wilcox, Telfair, these areas all down towards the south. Areas up here kind of a little bit out of the woods, I would say, not for the entirety of the day. It's still very, very humid outside, but have used up a lot of that moisture. So if you have seen all this rain earlier today, it is a good indication that you are looking good for the rest of the evening nonetheless. And then we are looking at this stuff up here in Hancock County and also in Washington County as well, moving through Sandersville. Nothing severe associated with these, but still thunderstorms packing quite a punch in those areas right now. Let's take it from the top one more time, or not one more time, but just another time rather. So we have this severe thunderstorm warning, not too much of a hail signature just northwest of Nicholsville, but then we also have another hail signature I just found right down here in eastern Houston County, and that is some pretty large hail right there. The green stuff is really large. We're talking about ping pong size hail once again, just over the severe level. And it just went away on me. So that was very short-lived. The good thing is with those very large hail signatures, they are very short-lived from what I have been seeing thus far today associated with these. But then, yeah, widespread stuff all across Lawrence County now, Dudley, Dexter, kind of avoiding the city centers of these cities, but still nonetheless, this stuff is going to move all over into Lawrence County and pack quite the punch. Cadwell a little further down, not seeing too much right now, a little spotty shower, but there's plenty of moisture available in southern Lawrence County as well that could pop up a severe warning as well. And then this monster down here is what we're taking a close look at too. Let's see how the hail signature is now. It's just about the same, pretty widespread almost across the entirety of Crisp County, moving into southwest Wilcox County now, trying to creep on over to Rochelle, which already just saw its own severe thunderstorm warning as well. Here's the hail signature of that warning over a little bit before this one right here. It's between Abbeville and Ryan now, so there's still about nickel-sized hail associated with this one. But this beast down here, doesn't look like the hail is quite as large, but still not much of a difference, probably just about 1/10 of an inch in diameter. So pretty widespread stuff in this area of Crisp County right now. That Lake Blackshear really allowing for this to kind of pop up. So we're talking rains, and then we're talking moving towards the Arabi area as well. Pateville pretty close to all of this, Winona, all of this in southern Crisp County right here. Even Cordele still seeing some showers and storms as well. Lake Blackshear, so plenty of lightning over there, and we still have some stuff over towards the west in Sumter County as well, probably trying to make its way over the lake, which also concerns me even more because this hail is just looking to create a huge swath all over Crisp County. So if you're in Crisp County, anywhere in this county, I can't really narrow it down much more than that. Go inside, ride this out. There's some pretty severe effects associated with this severe thunderstorm right here. Mainly, we're talking pretty large hail and very widespread hail. I haven't seen a signature quite like this in a while. I mean, it's all over the county, ranging from pea size to about almost quarter sized in hail. So while it hasn't been the biggest we've seen today, it's still packing a punch, and it's widespread all over the place. So I imagine a lot of you in Crisp County are going to see the effects of this hail falling down, and you will want to be inside while this storm does pass. But we are keeping an eye on this because there's more rain passing over Lake Blackshear, and I'm hoping that the hail doesn't continue to get more widespread as it passes over these areas. Dodge Wilcox severe thunderstorm moving into the southern tip of Dodge County, trying to get into Telfair now, around the Rhine area. Milan will be next in line for this round of thunderstorms, and then moving into Temperance, Cobbville as well, and China Hill in Telfair County. Seeing a storm just north of Lumber City, right at the corner of Wheeler and Telfair counties. Uvalde in southern Montgomery County, moving over towards Toombs Central and Toombs County. Widespread rain all over eastern Lawrence County, moving into Treutlen once again. So Soperton, you're getting another round of thunderstorms moving into the area. And then once again, pretty widespread stuff all over the place here in Lawrence County, southern edge of Wilkinson County as well, kind of moving out of the Twiggs and Bleckley County lines right now, but no hail associated with this, which is some good news for once associated with all of these. And then, as I mentioned, this stuff up here in Washington County trying to make its way down into Johnson County, and I could see it merging together with this stuff over towards the west around Nicholsville right now, and Wrightsville getting some pretty widespread rain, but also this little cell popping up here around Harrison as well, kind of trekking down into Johnson County as well. So kind of getting to the bottom half of our central Georgia counties associated with these storms, but still nonetheless, this one right here is the beast that we are really trying to monitor right now. And I mean, doesn't show any signs of less intensity rather. It's moving, kind of honestly staying put really in southern Crisp County, and with all the widespread hail associated with this, it's not terribly large in nature, which is good news, but still very widespread. Very intense rainfall also associated with this as well. Damaging winds are playing a factor, I'm sure, as well, and frequent lightning. So that is just all the other reason just not to be outside. Don't try to drive through this. If you are in any areas or if you're coming up from the south or driving down into Crisp County on I-75, you will want to maybe pull over, get a bite to eat before you get into the Cordele area or before you get into the Ashburn area, and we'll avoid this while it is lasting right now in southern Crisp County. See, lots of our rain up here in Houston County kind of breaking apart, which is good news. Still some lightning strikes, some thunderstorms over the eastern part of Houston County, but they seem to be breaking apart, which is good news. And then all of this moving into Lawrence County is what we're taking a look at, and then southern Crisp County, southern Wilcox County, southern Dodge County, all of the south of our viewing area really experiencing these severe thunderstorms. And we're going to continue to see how these play out. The hail does seem to be disorganizing a little bit in terms of diameter. Still pretty widespread stuff in terms of the pea-sized hail, but it is continuing to trek southward. But Araby already having some pop-up stuff, but it is continuing to just downpour in southern Crisp County, right around the I-75 line. And Wilcox County also getting fair share of its rain as well. So got a little bit later start in these counties today, as opposed to some areas like Monroe County, Bibb County, Jasper County, but still nonetheless, with all that moisture, these storms still packing quite a punch. And I know Telfair County hasn't seen quite a lot of rain today, if any, and this storm is moving over into Telfair County now, so keep my eye out for that to see how the moisture has an effect on this storm moving into Telfair County as well. So moving into the rest of these counties that haven't seen the rain today, hopefully you can just get a nice shower to hydrate the garden, maybe cool you off a little bit, and that has been the only good thing really about all these severe thunderstorms. It has cooled us off across a lot of central Georgia, but nonetheless, still the severe stuff that we're seeing with these is pretty concerning. And I mean, luckily it's through most of the area so far, but we're not out of the woods yet for these east and southeast counties and southern counties as well. So I'm going to continue to keep you updated. I might have a brief little intermission to get a little bit ready for the 6 o'clock show, but shouldn't need too much time to do that. But I will let you know, I really don't want to get off until this storm right here in Chris County has kind of gotten out of the way and the intensity has gone down. But you can still see hail signature still kicking with this one. I'm talking about 1/2 inch hail, nickel size stuff, and that is what warm lake water does to thunderstorms in the summer. It really just rapidly intensifies it. So moving on up into Dublin, trying to organize a little bit maybe as it goes across Lawrence County right now. Cadwell getting a shower now. Treutlen County getting some more rain, approaching the Soperton area. Dublin starting to get some rain. Let's take a look at the sky cam, see how that looks now. Those clouds getting pretty close to Dublin now on our sky cam right there, as you can see. I imagine a few lightning flashes might be able to be seen, but so a little bit of the calm before the storm in Dublin right now as some of this severe stuff does push its way in there. Let's take a look at the hail up here. I haven't taken a look at that in a little bit, and doesn't look like too much hail associated with this. That's some good news. Talking about pea-sized stuff, maybe even getting up to a little bit of nickel-sized stuff. Kind of appropriate right there, right by Nicholsville, but that's moving into the western edge of Johnson County. As you can see, these two hail signatures, the one in Harrison and the one just east of Nicholsville, looking to kind of try to merge together. So I could see some merging together happening with these two areas of severe weather right there, and that causing it's pretty widespread stuff across Wrightsville and Johnson County as well, and Kite, Georgia as well. As we continue to look at this, the good news is they don't quite look to be as organized as they are moving into the Lawrence County area, but once again, lots of moisture present in Lawrence County, so widespread rain is what we are seeing right now, some thunderstorms as well. The hail not terribly much of a concern right now, but we will continue to monitor that. Over to the east of Abbeville now, around the Rhine area, kind of getting into Telfair County. There's that hail moving into western Telfair County right now, kind of trekking towards Jacksonville, it looks like, but Milan and Jacksonville are going to be the two areas right now with immediate effects. But Temperance, China Hill, Cobbville, some of those areas I named earlier, seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm right here, moving out of Wilcox County now. And then that is kind of stretching across, pairing up with this severe thunderstorm in southern Chris County, and that looks to be trekking a little bit more southward now, kind of getting into the Turner County line, trekking towards Ashburn. Some of those areas right there. Rochelle, saw some more rain right there, areas around Rochelle as well. All right. Let's see, Hatley, Pitts, Double Run, Owensboro, some areas in southern Wilcox County that are seeing the effects of this eastern edge of the Chris County storm, and still widespread hail all across southern Chris County, all over Arabi. Arabi really kind of getting pounded down there with a lot of rain and a lot of hail, and just severe weather threats right now. And then we got another hail signature down to the southwest, and I believe Worth County down there, south of Warwick, to the east of Philema, I believe. And then, yep, there's the hail signature as it moves through Telfair County. So, yep, it paired up with that Telfair moisture and getting closer to an inch in diameter with that hail as well. So, seeing a lot of widespread hail today associated with these, and that is just what summertime moisture does. And I mean, it's firing on all cylinders today, unfortunately, but hopefully you've been staying up to date, and I've been keeping you updated to the best of my ability. I've been trying to localize my focus for a couple of these that I have seen getting more and more intense, but it is very widespread, and I'm trying to keep everyone informed that is in the vicinity of any of these thunderstorms. So right now we're looking at all these storms all around Dublin, Dudley, Dexter, Nicholsville is where the most rain seems to be in terms of the intensity on the radar. Lots of good amount of lightning spread around there, and then all over the southern part of Lawrence County as well. So Rents, Cadwell, seeing some showers and storms as well. And then moving over into Treutlen County once again, Gillis Springs, Soperton, and then Terrytown down in Montgomery County. Going to see some of these storms right here moving into the Treutlen County area right now and going to clip the northern edge of Montgomery County. Wheeler County, been probably the least active county we've had today, but still got some storms popping up just north of Lumber City, around that Wheeler County, Telfair County line, and then some more stuff over toward the east of that southern tip of Montgomery County, kind of around this little trifecta right here of counties. See. All right, Telfair starting to get a little bit more intense. As you can see, the darker colors inside those lightning signatures right there. I imagine another warning will probably go out in a little bit just for Telfair County, really. Just seeing more intense rainfall, seeing some hail, and seeing a little bit more frequent lightning as it moves into that moisture over there. Back over in Chris and Wilcox, pea-size hail signature to the southwest of Rochelle, and then Araby, still seeing that pea-sized hail signature, just kind of swamping it, not really moving very fast anywhere. So, but it does seem to be trekking a little bit further south, probably get into Turner County eventually. And then another little pea-sized hail signature down in Worth County as well. And then up here, widespread pea-sized hail signatures once again, just to the east of Dublin now. So we're starting to see some of that stuff move into the Dublin suburbs and really pack a punch in some of those areas right now. Not picking up on the radar in terms of the rain, but radar's been a little bit behind in terms of the hail signatures, or the hail signatures have been ahead, one or the other. Let's see. Still some thunderstorms cooking in this severe thunderstorm warning. I imagine this warning might go away. I'm not seeing too much widespread hail associated with this one, which is some good news, but it's still kind of wanting to keep an eye on this storm popping up in southern Washington County, moving into what looks to be a little bit more eastern now. I believe this moving towards Jefferson County, to the east of Sandersville, Davisboro, Riddleville, Harrison, seeing some widespread thunderstorm effects. That gust front moving through Wrightsville over towards Kite in east Johnson County. And then Gillis Springs, Soperton, starting to see some more thunderstorms on the western edge, or the western half of Treutlen County. Cadwell got some stuff popping up towards the east of it, as all around the southern edge of Lawrence County right here. Lowry, one of the cities, probably seeing some of these scattered showers and storms as well. And then this guy right here, Dodge and Wilcox, is still what the warning is for, but the bulk of it really moving through southern Dodge County around the Rhine area into Temperance and China Hill, probably making its way towards Cobbville as well. See the hail signature on this now. Yeah, the hail's getting more and more intense right around Temperance, so we're talking about an inch in diameter hail right there, severe level stuff. And once again, for size reference, we're talking about quarter-sized hail. So that is moving into Telfair County now, and it will continue to trek its way toward the southeast, eastward, and get into some of these counties out of our viewing area. Talking Coffee County, probably Ben Hill County, Jeff Davis areas around there. Lots and lots of lightning here in southern Crisp County. So that is going to be the story as the storm continues to just kind of trek down out of Crisp County, but still areas that aren't in this hail signature still seeing the effects of a severe thunderstorm. Very, very intense rainfall for these. I'm going to be very interested to see the 24-hour rain totals whenever I put a show together, but I'll worry about that later. See how Dublin's doing, see if we can get a Skycam view maybe. All right, I think this warning got a little bit smaller right there. They kind of cut the back half of it off where the less intense stuff was, but really moving just north of Dublin, trying to creep down in there. So let's take a look at the Skycam. Oh, okay, there we go. It was flipped around on me for a minute, and I will try to see. Yeah, so I kind of seen the area of the most intense rainfall. Play it for you right there, and you can see, or I guess kind of hard to see, but you can see the very intense precipitation headed towards the city of Dublin right now. Going to be a very, very intense downpour heading towards that city right now, and continuing to trek southeastward, kind of along that I-16 line. That's kind of been my reference point just about all afternoon. That's about the most general idea I can give you for the direction these storms are headed in. Let's check on Telfair County once again. Still some pretty intense hail in terms of size. A little bit less than it was, probably about ½ an inch now. Right around the Temperance area. Okay, about 3/4 of an inch. So still cooking with the hail right there, and it is maybe not as widespread as some of the other stuff we have been seeing, but is kind of trekking down into southern Telfair County, Jacksonville, the next in line for some of these storms. China Hill starting to get some of that as well. And the Crisp County one, this swath of lightning over here, moving just out of the Crisp County area finally. Hopefully AirB can finally get some relief on the hail, but it looks like this is so widespread that they are still in the rain swath down there in southern Crisp County as well. So up here a little bit towards the north, just seeing, I think I can almost confidently say everyone in Crisp County is getting rain right now. Might be a little speck of areas that aren't getting any rain, but just covering the entirety of Crisp County. Wilcox getting very widespread rain as well too, as another round of intense rain looks to make its way towards Rochelle and Abbeville, it looks to be. So 5:20 is the time right now. We got 10 more minutes on that warning right there in Dodge and Wilcox. Lawrence and Wilkinson, we got 30 more minutes on this warning right here. And then we have a little bit longer, 5:45, so we got 25 more minutes on this warning down in Crisp County as well. So if these continue to pack a punch, it looks like down in Telfair is where the most intense rainfall might be, or it's probably in Crisp County. I just can't see it because there's so many lightning strikes. We're still seeing some hail signatures all across Telfair County right now associated with these. We will continue to monitor this. What I may have to do in a little bit is get off the live stream and then put a quick show together for you guys, and then I'll have another update for the severe weather right at the 6 o'clock show. So be sure to stay tuned for that if I have to go off for a little bit, but I've been in for almost 3 hours now, and I'm I haven't had time to put a show together, so I got to make a quick little forecast and kind of just roll with it. But I mean, the main thing is just looking at the radar. We got to get through today before we can worry about the rest of the week. So, oh Lord, losing my voice, I apologize. Yeah, really widespread lightning is one of the immediate things that you see just affected with these. I mean, you can't even really see much in terms of like the intensity of the rainfall on the radar right there, associated like in Chris County necessarily. The hail signatures look to be getting better as it continues to move out of Chris County, which is always good news. But then these hail signatures down here in Telfair County continue to get bigger. So we are keeping an eye on that. As I mentioned, Telfair not getting a lot of rain so far today, or if any. Plenty of moisture still there to fuel these storms as they continue to move through. And some pop-up stuff popping up just out of our viewing area as well. That storm in Montgomery County making its way out, southern Toombs County now, and then Trutland getting hammered with some more thunderstorms right there. Stuff popping up all over South Lawrence right now, trying to couple together and make for more organization, just the east of Cadwell and Dexter. We're talking about the Lowry area around there in southeast Lawrence County. Let's flip to Dublin Skycam once again, and you can see it is raining. So pretty intense rain. You can see it's really coming down there. That's kind of the stuff we've been seeing all over the place today. So really heavy downpours. And while we need the rain and while it's nice and it cools us off, don't necessarily want it this intense. And you can really see the American flag right there whipping in the background. So it is really coming down. This is what everyone has been seeing so far, and now Dublin in the southeast of our viewing area is catching it right now too as well. And let's see. So I imagine there's another warning, and that is the Telfair County severe thunderstorm that I was monitoring. So I imagine that one in Dodge and Wilcox is going to go away in just a second. There are probably 7 more minutes associated with that. But yeah, you can see pretty widespread hail signatures associated with this one down here. We got about 1 inch in diameter hail. That's about as large as it gets, but still ranging from pea size to all the way up to quarter size associated with these hail signatures, and pretty widespread as it makes its way down towards the Jacksonville area in Telfair County and continues to trek over towards the eastern part of our of Telfair County. So Workmore, Cedar Park, Lumber City, some of the areas further to the east that could be affected by this, but right now Temperance, China Hill, and Jacksonville, the most immediate areas seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm warning, and Cobbville as well. It's been a minute, so let's go back, check on the Chris County one. Still very widespread lightning, and we luckily no hail signature in Araby anymore, so that is some good news for them, but still seeing wide amounts of intense downpours, frequent lightning, and gusty winds as well associated with these. But trying to move up to Lawrence County actually, and there's lots of hail signatures associated with those little thunderstorm cells that are trying to organize and move their way further eastward and start moving towards the southern edge of Johnson County. The newest hail signature moving towards Trutland County once again, getting yet another round of thunderstorms over there. This is just north of Lowry, moving along the I-16 line right there. Orland in western Trutland County. Barn Hill will be seeing this as well. Inch in diameter hail right now associated with these storms, and that will continue to truck on eastward, southeastward as it moves through the eastern edge of Lawrence County. So I imagine this will be the next severe thunderstorm warning issued for this area as well. That will probably last for another 30-ish minutes as they continues to move in. And then Wheeler County, kind of the last one to get going today, the Alamo area, starting to have some stuff pop up down there as well. Just east of Cadwell right now, northwest of Alamo, and then Mount Vernon down in Montgomery County as well, and Uvalde. They got a round of showers as you saw right there. That will continue to, or they will be seeing another round of storms down in southern Montgomery County. And north of Lumber City, still seeing some pretty intense thunderstorm areas as well. Let's take a look at this hail. Yeah, pretty widespread stuff right here. Once again, not quite as widespread as what we saw in Chris County a little bit ago, but still Pretty big swaths of hail signatures in southern Lawrence County, eastern Lawrence County, moving its way towards Treutlen County and into northern Wheeler County as well. This severe thunderstorm warning will be going away, I imagine, in probably about 3 minutes. Let's just double check with the hail. Not seeing any hail there. Dublin seems to be getting some thunderstorms, nothing necessarily severe. That all seems to be to the south and southeast of Dublin. And then all this stuff towards the south, kind of moving on out of our viewing area, but still widespread rain, lightning, and gusty winds associated with that stuff in Chris County and Wilcox County. But the hail is in the most intense severe weather is all the way in Telfair, moving into Wheeler County, Treutlen, and Montgomery counties. So our southeast corner of our viewing area right there. So I will wait to see when they will pop the warning on that storm in Lawrence County, and then I imagine I may have to log off for a couple minutes and get a show ready for y'all, but I will be back up immediately at 6. Probably leading off the show just to keep you updated on these storms that are popping up at the edge of our viewing area for the remainder of the day. I'm going to wait and see what happens with this severe thunderstorm warning, what areas are in the polygon that the National Weather Service issues with these storms in eastern Lawrence County. But before I do hop off, you will, I imagine it's going to be these areas kind of that I'm thinking right now. I'm thinking northern Wheeler County, northern Montgomery County, probably the southern half of Treutlen County, probably even more so, maybe even northern part of Treutlen County, more localized. We're talking Orland, Lowry starting to get a lot of that heavy rain and hail, Barnhill, Terrytown, and then other areas like McGregor, Mount Vernon, Glenwood, Alamo down in Wheeler County, and then other areas in Montgomery County like Oak Grove, Long Pond, Alston. All of you down here in Telfair, Wheeler, Treutlen, and Montgomery counties are the last to see this round of thunderstorms that we have been seeing today. So any of you that live in those areas, just know that these are coming through. Ride it out indoors, and then they will be over in probably about 30, 45-ish minutes, but they will get rather intense for a lot of the duration of these storms. And holy moly, there is another hail signature just to the east of Dublin around Condor that just kind of popped up out of nowhere. That stuff in Dublin really intensified, about 1.5 inches in diameter, so now we're talking ping pong ball size stuff. And that is moving towards the east-southeast, Condor, Catlin. That's not what I wanted to do. Yep, there we go. Even another newest hail signature right there. Let's see what this one says. 2-inch in diameter hail, so we're getting really up there with this stuff east of Dublin now. I'm going to throw it over to the Skycam, see if I can give you a view of this. I was about ready to go off, but now I definitely don't want to. Got to show some of these areas that are getting very, very large hail right now. So 2 inches in diameter. We're talking larger than golf ball size stuff, getting into kind of like some small, tiny fruit size stuff at that point. So that's the stuff we're looking at. You can kind of see the edge of that shower right there moving to the east of Dublin. And if I pull the radar back up and give you another idea about the hail, let's see. Yeah, that stuff really just getting to Dublin and popping on up. So that is moving into the southern edge of of Johnson County and over towards the Adrian area, Gillis Springs in northern Treutlen County, and then over into the Emmanuel County area, Swainsboro and Nunez as well. But pretty large hail signature associated with that, and there's another warning, and sure enough, all of this right here got put into one warning right here. So moving through Johnson, Lawrence, and Treutlen counties. This is for another 45 minutes roughly, 44 minutes. This stuff is continuing to trek through the southeast of our viewing area, really just popped up, kind of organized in a line like that stuff we saw in Twiggs and Bleckley and Pulaski County earlier, and stretching all the way down to Wilcox. that is what is going into all of these counties down here. We have the Telfair County warning down here, still some pretty widespread pea-sized, nickel-sized hail associated with this as it gets closer to Jacksonville. And then widespread thunderstorms all over Wilcox County, still in Chris County as well, all the lightning around Arabi, but no hail associated with that, thankfully. Rochelle's got another pea-sized hail signature right there. And then I imagine some of these areas in northern Telfair County, like McRae, Milan, they could have a pop-up thunderstorm as well, but nothing really as intense as this widespread swath right here, really just line of storms organizing together. You really saw it break apart as it kind of got into the Bleckley County, Lawrence County line, kind of break down a little bit and now pop back up just with the abundance of that moisture present. So Treutlen County getting yet another round of rain. Southern Johnson County, the east side of Lawrence County, and then down into northern Wheeler County. Montgomery County will also be seeing the rain as well. So as you can see, lots of different hail signatures spanning from pea size all the way to very large. We're talking above golf ball size stuff, so almost 2 inches in diameter. Pull up the comparison chart once again. Right here, so 2 inches, we're talking a hen egg. So think about a hen egg sized ball of ice falling from the sky. That is not what you want to be outside for. This is to the east of Dublin. We're talking Condor, Georgia right now. And get more of a, in Catlin as well. So these areas east of Dublin, moving over into the Johnson County line, Scott, Adrian, over into Treutlen County, Oriana, I believe, Blackville, Orland, and then areas even further down in southeast Lawrence County, Lowry, and then moving over towards Barnhill, Lothair, and then Soperton and Treutlen County as well. So this will be for the next about 40 minutes. So this about roughly the next hour, you will be seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm as it moves out of the Lawrence County area into these very far east and southeast counties that we have in our viewing area. As you can see, another storm popping up just to the southeast of our viewing area down here in Appling County as well. But Telfair, Chris, Wilcox, and then all of our southeast counties, Wheeler, Montgomery, Treutlen, and Lawrence County, and Johnson County as well. And then another warning right up here, right on the edge of Washington County and northern Johnson County, really moving out of our viewing area. Once again, that's more for southern Jefferson County into northern Emmanuel County as well. So we're talking places like Wadley, Summertown, but still other places in the edge of our viewing area, Pringle, let's see, Tom, and Almira, all of these areas seeing the effects of this severe thunderstorm warning. So all these areas over here, lots of moisture present that are allowing for these pop-up showers and storms. And that will be the story for the remainder of the day. And we will continue to monitor these as they do pop up through the evening and stuff really just popping up all over the place now. Another warning down here on the edge of Treutlen County, so Coffee and Jeff Davis counties, out of our viewing area, but still areas like Broxton, Hazelhurst, Denton, all of these areas to our southeast of our viewing area is still seeing the effects of this stuff popping up out of nowhere. So pretty widespread stuff all over the place as it continues to trek through central Georgia down into south and east Georgia, really packing a punch all over the place. And I mean, just another overview of everything going on in the southeast all through today, even down into Florida, Jacksonville, over as far as Mississippi, southern Alabama, Daytona Beach. I mean, it's just all over the southeast. We've really been cooking here the past couple of days, lots of moisture, and it is just fueling these pop-up showers. Well, not showers, storms rather. And then some areas seeing the showers now is what I meant to say. Try it. So this one's moving out of our viewing area. Wadley, Georgia is what we're looking at. Johnson County not seeing too much of that precipitation, but other area or very northern edge, northeast edge of Johnson County, kind of seeing that severe thunderstorm right there. This line right here of thunderstorms moving through eastern Lawrence County into Treutlen, Wheeler, and Montgomery counties now. Still seeing widespread hail. Thankfully not about 2 inches in diameter anymore, which is good. But the hail growing in size down here in southern Lawrence County and northern Wheeler County as it moves further eastward in these areas that haven't seen any rain yet. Lots of moisture available still. And then we get down to the edge of Telfair County, moving into Ben Hill County and Coffee County is where the largest hail is associated with that as well. But then thunderstorms all across Chris County and Wilcox County as well. All right, it's getting about time where I have to go ahead and prepare for the show, and I will be giving you an update at 6 o'clock with these storms moving through Lawrence County right now as they get to Treutlen, Montgomery, and Wheeler counties, and monitoring that one at Telfair as it moves out of the area. Be giving you a breakdown of all of this severe weather today. So a very eventful afternoon across central Georgia. Continues to be for East Georgia and southeast Georgia as well, as they are not out of the woods yet. They're seeing everything that we've seen so far today. And I will, as I mentioned, I will be back in about 20 minutes with another update on this severe stuff in the east, southeast of our viewing area. If you are in any of these areas in this polygon or around this polygon, get indoors, take shelter, and stay out of this as it continues to move through and produce hail, damaging winds, frequent lightning, and very, very heavy downpours. So this is not something you want to drive through, you want to be outside for. Just sit inside, ride it out, and it'll be over in a little bit. But I'm going to go get ready for the 6 o'clock show, and I will be back with you guys in about 20 minutes. So tune in to 13 WMAZ at 6, and I'll have another update for you. Thank you.